A pair of ranked teams in Division 4 set to battle tonight in Greendale as Greendale Martin Luther plays host to Racine St. Catherine. Good evening, everyone. Along with Hall of Fame coach Terry Kelly, I'm John Weiser. Glad you could make it out to Schneider Field as we get set for this Metro Classic matchup between two one-loss teams. St. Catherine's coming in ranked number 3 in Division 4, and Martin Luther ranked number 6 in Division 4. This should be quite a ball game tonight.
Well, Racine St. Catherine, the defending state champion. Both of these teams lost to Racine Lutheran. They're fighting for second place and for seeding implications.
Have to wonder if a little bit of revenge might be on the horizon tonight for Martin Luther. They faced each other twice last year, and then level 3 of the playoffs, it was St. Catherine's the win.
Yeah, St. Catherine's, talks about who they have rivalries with. Martin Luther is one of those teams.
Should be a great battle tonight. Two contrasting styles, too, by the way.
Well, Brady Hopper, the quarterback for Martin Luther, loves to put the ball in the air. Meanwhile, you've got Racine St. Catherine run the ball. They've got 3 backs averaging over 9 yards a carry.
And weather will be a factor here tonight as well. Mother Nature raining on us as we speak.
Right, but still fairly warm. Could be much worse.
Let's get into our players to watch tonight as we start out our ball game tonight. First for Racine St. Catherine.
Well, Racine St. Catherine's is led by Isaiah Todd. Isaiah last year was second team all-conference, had 100 yards rushing, and is leading the team in rushing again this year.
Got to have a big, bulky offensive lineman to run behind, and Mike DeGuire fits that mold.
Senior leader for this whole offensive line, was a center last year, doing a great job at tackle this year.
One of the outstanding linebackers in the area for St. Catherine's, Brian Sharp.
Martin Luther coaches feel that Brian Sharp is the best defensive player in the whole league.
And Andre Hale, outside linebacker.
Already has 17 tackles for loss on the year.
Wow. Offensively for Greendale Martin Luther tonight, one of the better quarterback-receiver combinations in southeast Wisconsin.
Well, Brady Hopper at quarterback has completed 100 passes and is got 19 touchdowns.
Sylvier Campbell, the junior wide receiver.
Averaging over 14 yards per catch this season.
On defense for the Spartans, Sam Gabler at defensive line.
Sam's only a sophomore, but he's been getting better each week.
He's only a sophomore on a senior-dominated defensive line. And Michael Strohmeyer, we weren't sure if he was going to play tonight.
Michael was injured last week, but cleared by the doctors, has the knack of really disrupting offenses.
Again, as we mentioned, both teams losing to Racine Lutheran, so really what we have here tonight is a battle for seeding in Division 4. The winner tonight would go on to be a one-loss conference runner-up, which could include a home game in the playoffs down the stretch. When we come back, Mike will visit with our head football coaches tonight, and we'll be back a little bit later with our keys to the game from Greendale tonight, Martin Luther and St. Catherine.
Welcome back to the Heiser Automotive Thursday Night Lights High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Mike McGiver. We're live at Greendale Martin Luther. We've got the 2 head coaches tonight's game. Dan Miller from Racine St. Catherine's, Rick Hoppert from Martin Luther. Let's start with you if we can. Congratulations on this. I know you don't think about it much anymore, and I haven't had a chance to say that, so congratulations. Last year was a great year. Hey, earlier in the week, you had some players from Concordia come out and talk to your players. What does that mean to high school kids to hear from guys that are playing level?
Well, they definitely listen to those guys more than they listen to me or my assistant coaches. I mean, they're in the fire. They're living what what our boys really aspire to try and do and get to. So hearing some of the real life, how it is in college football was great for them, and I know that they're all ears.
That's awesome. Rick, same question. It's good to see you, by the way. And thanks for having us. But you guys had some guys from Concordia. You played Division III football, so you know what it takes to play there. What does it mean to these kids to hear from these guys?
I thought it was most interesting that most of our questions and what the Concordia guys talked about was the lifestyle, getting the academics and the time management and all of that together with football, not just college football, but it takes discipline and time management and the devotion to academics to put it all together.
Rick, I'm going to stay with you. So the starting quarterback here at Martin Luther is your son. He's a junior. He's a good pitcher. He's a good basketball player, and he's running this team really well. I'm wondering about the personal relationship with you guys. I know it's got to be tough sometimes because you're his head coach and he's a starting quarterback, but so far so good with that, right?
So far, so good. We've kept most of the football here at school. We have had a couple offensive meetings at home, but for the most part, he's used to be coaching him. I did it so much with baseball, so it's been pretty smooth.
Yeah, you got to be proud. He's a really good kid. Hey, Coach, we talked about the state championship, and what happens after that is everybody on your schedule circles. Racine St. Catherine's, Racine St. Catherine's. So now you're used to getting everybody's best game. How have these kids responded to that?
Well, you know, I mean, we've always had a bullseye on our back being just being St. Catherine. So we talked about having 2 bullseyes on our back, which put a little more pressure. But we also talked about this is a 2019 team, not the 2018. They got to forge their own identity and build their own team unity together. And so I think we've done a really good job, and hopefully we'll continue.
Hey, really quick last question. Both of you guys have lost a lot of really good seniors from last year. These kids that didn't play much last year stepping up.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what we talked about in the offseason is the holes that are open, ready to be filled, who's going to take those, the best players play in our program.
Coach, same question. A lot of good seniors from last year's team, but it doesn't seem like you guys missed much.
Well, I think what the seniors left those younger guys is what I can see. So they taught them how to win. They taught them how to go about their business, and now we see that coming through this year.
Boys, thank you very much. Good luck tonight. We're going to get to a break. Other side of the break, Terry Kelly, John Weiser, the call of the game. This is the Heiser Automotive Thursday Night Lights High School Football Game of the Week only on My 24.
Back with you live from Schneider Field in Greendale tonight. The United States Marine Color Guard has made their way to the center of the field, and it's time now for our national anthem. Ready for a Metro Classic Conference matchup here tonight between Racine St. Catherine, defending Division IV state champion, and their arch rival, the Martin Luther Spartans. Coach, our keys for the game tonight.
Well, for St. Catherine's, first of all, they have to put pressure on Brady Hopper, the quarterback for Martin Luther. Secondly, Coach Dan Miller wondered how his skilled players were going to match up with Luther's skilled players. And finally, they feel their offensive line's got to dominate the line of scrimmage.
For the Spartans tonight, what do they need to do?
Well, obviously, they've got to protect their quarterback, keep him upright and throwing. They can't let St. Catherine quarterback extend plays. They can really create trouble. And then they have to figure a way to block St. Catherine's outside linebackers. Between the two of them, they have 26 tackles for loss on the season.
Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, keys to the ball game tonight. St. Catherine 6-1 on the year. As we said in the pregame, both teams lost to Racine Lutheran. So right now, Racine Lutheran in the driver's seat for that conference title.
Right, and last year, Martin Luther only had 2 losses in the whole year, 10-2, got to level 3, where unfortunately they ran into St. Catherine once again, who had defeated them in the regular season and then caught them in level 3.
We'll talk about the weather tonight. It's been raining since about an hour before our kickoff here tonight, and that field condition, I think, is going to deteriorate as it continues tonight.
Right. Amazingly, this is one of the few games I think we've seen in the past 2 years not on turf. It's in really pretty good shape now, but depends how long this rain continues.
Our opening kickoff tonight brought to you by Mixac. Prevent your kids from getting hooked. Visit tobaccoischanging.com. Martin Luther won the coin toss, deferred to the second half. They will kick off to St. Catherine's. Angels in white moving right to left on your screen here tonight. Back deep for the Angels will be Keenan Carter and Dan Sanchez. And set to kick off for the Spartans will be Josh Eggert. Again, tonight's Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights is available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com and click on the Watch Live button. You can also find complete game videos and photos from this season's games. And a reminder, tonight's game will be rebroadcast tomorrow, Friday evening at 7. The run-up and the kick by Eggert. It will skip to the 10-yard line, picked up by Sanchez. Down the far sideline, Sanchez out across the 35 and out of bounds near the 37-yard line. Good field position for the Angels. Rogan Lee getting down on special teams for Martin Luther. Keenan Carter is the starting quarterback. We mentioned him. 1,000 yards throwing, 494 yards on the ground. Dodd, Cable, and are the running backs. The receivers, Hale, Shiro, and Barker. We'll see a little bit of Brian Sharp out at wide receiver at times tonight in that offensive line, anchored by the right guard, Michael DeGuire.
Got Dodd, a very dangerous runner. Last year ran for almost 1,500 yards.
First snap of the ball game. Work out a pistol eye. And they will give it. Dodd working around the right side across the 40 out to the 42-yard line. Little 5-yard pickup, almost 5-yard pickup on the play. Setting the defense for you for the Spartans, a 4-3 alignment. Gabler, we mentioned, the sophomore, the only sophomore on that defensive line. Strohmeyer, who was injured last week against Kenosha St. Joe's, makes it back for this game. Guyton and Green along with Sylvere Campbell at the linebacker spots with Sam Strohmeyer, Rogan Lee, Jacob Hartlaub, and Andreas Griffin in the secondary. Second down, a good 7 here for the Angels. Dodd again trying to get around the left side. Now cuts it back up the middle. Will take it across midfield into Spartan territory at the Martin Luther 49-yard line. Should be enough for our first down. Andreas Griffin there to make the stop. And our first downs this quarter brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Yeah, they were able to get outside Sylvere Campbell, and there's what they fear is the running back cutting back against the grain and getting a long gain.
Spotted at the Spartan 47-yard line, 1st and 10 for St. Catherine. You get a look at Dodd, the running back. Isaiah Dodd, 5'6", 170, and a senior. He's lined up behind the quarterback. Andra Hale in motion, lines up as a tight end to the right side. Dodd gets the call again around the right side, across the 45 to the 44-yard line, where he is wrapped up there, brought down by Jacob Hartlaub, the free safety.
St. Catherine has a little bit of a weight advantage on the line of scrimmage against Martin Luther. Martin Luther was hoping that their speed and their ability to have that front 3 kind of scrape things off and have linebackers go behind them.
Everything's done by numbers on the where the play calls on their wrist. Carter to Dodd, nothing there, up the middle, ran right into Michael Strohmeyer. Again, Strohmeyer, injured in the game against Kenosha St. Joe's last week, was actually stretchered off the field in that ball game. Looked like it was a serious injury, but was cleared earlier this week to play.
Right, he was fine that evening, but they had to go through all the protocol, checking for concussions. There were none, and responded well to all the tests.
This is, if you're Martin Luther, this is where you want St. Catherine, a 3rd and long. 3rd and about 7 here. First possession of the ball game in the rain here at Schneider Field in Greendale. Single receiver either side. Watch for the direct snap here. Sometimes they'll wildcat this to Dodd. He'll come back in motion. They'll hand it off on the jet sweep, trying to get the edge. Not there. Brought down nicely. Rogan Lee able to get in there. The strong safety sneaking in up the middle, able to cut him off for a loss of 2. It'll bring up a 4th and 9. One more look.
Yeah, Rogan's only a sophomore, but he's already got 4 tackles for loss on the season, and he's been in on 42 tackles.
So the Spartans force a punt here on the first possession by the Angels. Anthony Shiro is the punter, the senior, first team all-conference last season.
Yeah, and the long snapper, Kyle Moriarty's got to make sure he can get a good snap in this wet condition.
It's off a very good punt that will carry into the end zone for the touchback. So we'll roll it out to the 20-yard line for the Spartans, their first offensive set here tonight. We mentioned Brady Hoppert at quarterback, and a position change for Brady. Was not playing offense all that much last year, was more of a defensive player.
More of a defensive player. You know, both teams, as we pointed out earlier, were senior dominated last year. 2 very fine classes for these guys.
Hoppert at the quarterback. Octavius Cherry, we were told, is the fastest player on this offensive team by Rick Hoppert, the head coach. And you got Andreas Griffin and Trevor Hammond at the wide receiver position, along with Severe Campbell and Jacob Hartlaub. They will run it on the first play and run right into the teeth of that St. Catherine defense. Octavius Cherry on the carry, brought down by Anthony Garduno. Here's the defense for you. Garduno at nose tackle, a 3-4 alignment for Dan Miller, who's also the defensive coordinator. You have Anthony Cable, Brian Sharp, Sam Hauser, and Andre Hale, the linebackers, with Keenan Carter, Isaiah Dodd, Trenton Payne, and Jameer Barker, your secondary for St. Catherine. No gain on the plays, second down, 10. Trevor Hammond in motion. Hoppert, his first patch tonight, coming back near side, and it nearly a one-handed grab out here on the near sideline by Severe Campbell. And a flag in late. Keenan Carter, I believe, got a hand on him for what would appear to be an interference call.
That was a case where he probably didn't need to make that physical contact. There was more of a moonshot by Hoppert.
Call it a hold before the toss. Scott Kessler's crew tonight.
Holding, defense, 10 yards from the line of scrimmage, first down.
The Spartans get their first down, their initial one on the holding call. One more look here. Just grabbed the back of the jersey. Really didn't need to do that. As you said, Coach, the pass was thrown high. So first and 10. We'll try and run it again. Octavius Cherry. Couple. Adrian Harrington in on that stop. A 6-foot, 328-pound defensive tackle.
Now, Martin Luther really wants to get the running game respected so that can open up the way for some play-action passes rather than just trying to drop back all the time.
Second and 9 for the Spartans. Ball just across their own 30-yard line. They'll empty the backfield here. 2 receivers to the left, 3 receivers to the right. The man in motion coming near side, it's Cherry, gets the handoff. He'll try and break a tackle out of Sharp's tackle, out across the 40-yard line. Should have enough for another Spartan first down. And again, first downs tonight brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. Octavius Cherry on the jet sweep.
Yeah, Octavius that time was able to turn up inside. Got a little kick-out block there, spun, got himself the extra yardage.
Move the chains. All at the 41-yard line. And first possession for the Spartans tonight. This time Campbell will line up in the backfield. They'll go double wing here. And now a timeout going to be taken here by Rick Hoppert. They'll stop play here with 6:17 to go here in this first quarter. Kind of confusion on that alignment that time about who was to be on the line and who was going to be off the line of scrimmage.
Oh, Racine St. Catherine, you know, definitely understands Hoppert's strength of what Brady is able to do, and they were looking to see what kind of blitzes they could put together. They plan on doing quite a bit of man coverage, and so Coach Hopper is trying to see just who's covering whom and how's that going to match up.
Let's head downstairs for our first visit tonight with Mike McGivern.
So guys, here with Kate Mike, she's from Cardinal Stritch. You guys had a service day today. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we had over 400 faculty, staff, students that went out to 21 sites around the community to do service, to give back to the community. I mean, getting an education is so much more than just sitting in the classroom learning. It's about really learning how to live in community, and that's what Stritch is all about.
Kate, when we talked about servant leadership, you kind of lit up and said, look, that's what we're all about here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what our goal is, to make sure that our students, when they graduate from Stritch, are giving back, are really making sure that whatever they do is making the community and the society we live in a better place.
I appreciate you doing that. Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you.
Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Well, Rick Hoppert hopefully getting things straightened out with his offense here tonight. He is the offensive coordinator as well.
As he said in an interview with Mike, they try to keep the father-son relationship strictly that at home and not coach. But he said occasionally they do have those offensive meetings at home.
Octavius Cherry just to the right of Huppert, the quarterback. Campbell in motion to the left. Cherry will get the call, trying to get the edge around the block by Campbell. And he's going to fight forward back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Jameer Barker in on that stop for St. Catherine, the corner on that far side. Set up a 2nd and 10 here for Martin Luther.
Yeah, Brady is not going to pull that ball out too often and run it himself. You know, on the year, he's only got 28 carries total, and a couple of those obviously are scrambles.
Of course, we're used to seeing Darius Crawley-Reed back there, who rushed for almost 2,300 yards and 44 touchdowns a season ago for the Spartan team. He's now up at Concordia St. Paul, playing his collegiate ball. Cherry again trying the left side. Angels were ready. They got there in a hurry. Sam Hauser, the inside linebacker, the sophomore. 50 tackles coming into this game already.
Yeah, Coach Dan Miller, the head coach and defensive coordinator, feels that he's got an outstanding linebacker core between Cable, Sharp, Heuser, and Andrea Hale.
Once again tonight, when a team gets inside their opponent's 20-yard line, they enter the Stritch Red Zone. Focused on your success, visit stritch.edu. And a big thank you for Cardinal Stritch picking up sponsorship this season here on Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, our 10th anniversary season here on My 24. 3rd and 12 facing the Spartans. Empty backfield, 5 receivers going out. Hoppert with time. They look for the slant route, diving for the ball. Unable to come up with it. That time was Sylvere Campbell. Crowd wanting a penalty called there, but no flags on the play.
Made an outstanding effort.
Get another look at this here. Just running a simple post, quick post out across midfield. Just could not come up with it that time as the ball bounced on the turf through his hands on the original attempt at making that catch. Punting team out there. Jacob Hartlob does the punting for the Spartans. They're short one player here. Davius Cherry's got to get back out there. Back judge is counting here. They just get it off. A high snap back to Hartlob. He'll get this one away, an end-over-end kick that will go out of bounds. Let me guess, at the 30-yard line?
Pretty close, pretty close.
They get to the 30-yard line for that punt. So again, outstanding field position here for St. Catherine. Their second possession, they will start it at their 30-yard line. Well, he's a television icon, and now he's taking on the greatest duty ever. Don't miss Judge Jerry. That's weeknights at 5 and 5:30 here on My 24. With Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you. We're in Greendale tonight, Schneider Field. Martin Luther playing host to Racine St. Catherine. Glad you're along tonight on this rainy Thursday evening. This might be the better evening of the next couple coming up here in southeast Wisconsin.
Yeah, the temperatures aren't down near the freezing mark where they're going to be tomorrow evening.
Keenan Carter, the senior quarterback. Handed off to Dodd, going over the right side. He'll get a couple across the line of scrimmage. Getting in on that stop for Martin Luther was Austin Williams, the inside tackle. We'll look at Dax Rodriguez, the defensive coordinator.
Martin Luther using now more of a 3-4 defense instead of a 4-3, trying to change things up a little bit against St. Catherine's.
Try and run first carry of the night tonight for Demarion Cobb. Cobb 5'10", 195, a junior, going to be short of the first down. And working off that right side behind DeGuire. Rogan Lee was in on that stop along with Gabler. Well, special thanks to Dan tonight for providing our wonderful food for the crew. Our Thursday Night Lights staff and crew would like to thank Dan. You can check them out at dandanmke.com for their complete menu and delivery options. Spring rolls are good tonight, by the way.
I might have had one.
Low snap. They'll hand it back off. Cobb coming around the right side. Cobb in the clear. Brought down from behind by Sylvia Campbell. Back near the 15-yard line, Campbell saving the touchdown. Able to chase down Cobb after the big gain.
Yeah, Cobb on the year is almost 500 yards rushing, and as we pointed out, the three backs, the primary carriers, Cobb, Dodd, and Carter, are averaging over 9 yards a carry on the season.
40-yard run down to the 15-yard line will set up a red zone, stretch red zone play here for St. Catherine. Marion Cobb, over 500 yards rushing now on the season. This time it's a quarterback, Carter. Coughed up the ball, it's loose inside the 15-yard line. And Martin Luther has come away with it. First takeaway tonight, and it goes to the Spartans. As Keenan Carter was hit and coughed up the football. So Spartans take over inside their own 15-yard line as we pause here in Greendale tonight. Greendale, Martin Luther, Racine, St. Catherine, our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights. A red zone turnover by the Angels, and so the Spartans take over at their own 12-yard line. No score in the ball game here late in the first quarter, so the first turnover of the night, and the Spartans able to hop on it there as they get on the quarterback Carter on the run, forcing the fumble.
Yeah, Carter had been handing off all night and finally decided to pull that ball out and keep it, and then fortunately for St. Catherine's, fumbled.
Empty backfield. They'll look to throw. Coming back near side, looking for Campbell. Over the shoulder grab. Campbell breaks a tackle. He's off to the races. Sylvia Campbell will take it to the house.
Pass is complete. Campbell results in a Spartan touchdown. 85-yard pass.
11th touchdown reception for Campbell for Brady Hoppert. That is his 21st touchdown toss of the year.
Sylvia coming into the game at 44 catches on the year. You know, plays both ways.
Got a step, but it looked like on Sanchez, the corner here on the near side, and off to the races.
We saw in that earlier pass where Campbell made that tremendous effort to catch the ball, what he's capable of doing. He was able to deliver that time.
78-yard. The attempt for the extra point is up, and it's wide left. No good. A problem on the snap. Eggert unable to connect. And there it is, the 87-yard touchdown catch by Sylvia Campbell. 7 receptions and a pair of touchdowns last week against St. Joe's, and his first reception tonight goes for 6. Let's head down to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
So, guys, before the game, I talked to one of the assistant coaches here at Martin Luther, and he said, look, I can tell you one thing. If they're going to go single coverage, press coverage on Campbell, we got a chance to beat them deep a couple of times if they keep doing it. And sure enough, right then, that coach looked at me and said, man, I told you that, didn't I? Boys, back to you.
That was the 3rd target tonight at Campbell, Coach, and this time he was able to come up with the catch.
And we talked about the need for Martin Luther to be able to give Brady Hoppert that protection so he can throw those moonshots to those excellent receivers.
Yeah, Marshall, Feist, Consini, Green, and Wallinger up front did a nice job, allowed him to launch that one for 87 and the 6-0 lead.
Yeah, one of the smaller offensive lines we've seen this year. There's only one player over 200 pounds in that front five.
Eggert to kick off. Sanchez and Dodd are deep. This one will bounce over Sanchez to Dodd across the 10. And he'll struggle out to the 20-yard line. Good job on coverage that time getting down for Martin Luther. Austin Williams, I believe, got down there along with Max Green. Well, while we're enjoying a great night in a football game tonight, we bring you a dose of reality, and that's according to the Wisconsin Medical Society. 80% of patients dying from heroin overdose started with prescription drugs. This dose of reality brought to you by Mixac. Now the Angels off the turnover, leads to 6. Let's see how they respond from their own 21-yard line. Looked like Keenan Carter was dinged up after that fumble, but he is back in there at quarterback. It'll be Demarion Cobb in the backfield behind him. 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver left. It'll be Cobb going up the middle, across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Now Martin Luther has gone back to that 4-man front again, trying to find a way to take away some of those gaps through which the St. Catherine backs are cutting.
Elijah Eland on that stop, the 6'2 defensive tackle. In 4, second down. Good 5.5 here for the Angels. And defending Division IV state champion. Cobb again coming around the left side. Good job stringing that play out. Nowhere to go that time. Looks like Green along with Gabler stringing that play out nicely. Logan Lee stepping up, fill that gap.
Yeah, those 2 D tackles for Martin Luther both weigh about 165 pounds. All they're trying to do is shoot a gap, take up some blocks so those linebackers can get there. On the outside, Sam Gabler and Mike Strohmeyer give you a little bigger athlete, try to turn that play back inside to those linebackers.
3rd and 2 for the Angels. Little option. Quarterback Carter will keep it. Keenan Carter will get the first down and more out to the 40-yard line. Gain of 11 on the play for Carter. Andreas Griffin in on that stop. The cornerback here on the near side. One more look here. Quarterback Carter. Had the option to pitch that, elected to keep it.
He watched the feet of that outside man. If the feet are pointing in, trying to cover you, pitch it out. If they're flat, then you got to see where you go with it.
Another Gruber Law offices first down. One call, that's all. Gruber Law. 1st and 10 from their own 40. Final seconds here of this first quarter. Carter's going to put it up. Going to go over the middle. It's thrown behind the receiver. Late penalty flag intended for Anthony Shiro, and we've got a penalty. Behind the defender there, Strohmeyer, Sam Strohmeyer, who was in coverage. Too much contact that time with the receiver. That'll be 15 from the line of scrimmage in high school football. And we'll move them into Spartan territory to the Spartan 45-yard line.
Sam tried pleading his case, going down on one knee, but the official wasn't going to yield on that call.
Pass interference, defense, 15 yards, first down.
One more look here. Yep, clearly contact as the ball was getting there. So with the penalty, first down into Spartan territory at the Martin Luther 45-yard line. Line Dodd up in a slot to the right side. Marion Cobb just to the left of the quarterback, Keenan Carter. And movement up front. Penalty's going to go on St. Catherine.
You know, St. Catherine across their front five on that offensive line have got some real size. Kosterman at 267.
Foul, false start, offense, first down.
DeQuire is at 295. Abel Mulder at center is 188. His brother Alex is 269. Lee Schatzman is 220. So it's a significant size advantage over the Martin Luther defense.
Make it a 1st and 15 here for St. Catherine's at midfield. Again, they fumbled it in the red zone, and one play later, the 87-yard scoring pass from Hoppert to Campbell. That's our scoring here in this first quarter. Carter will give it to Cobb up the middle into the second level and pulled down from behind. Got those 5 yards back. Like pulling him down that time might have been Campbell, the weak side backer. That's going to pretty much run out our clock here in this first quarter. The one turnover leading to one touchdown here in this first quarter. Martin Luther on top of Racine St. Catherine 6-0. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights on My 24. And welcome back to Schneider Field, Greendale, Wisconsin. The homestanding Martin Luther Spartans leading St. Catherine's by a score of 6-0. We're joined up in the booth here in the second quarter by the athletic director at Concordia University, Rob Barnhill. We'll get him on camera here in just a minute. The second down play going nowhere for the Angels as Carter will go down. It'll go as a sack. Looked like it was Michael Strohmeyer in on that stop. So we welcome in Rob Barnhill, athletic director from Concordia University. Welcome aboard.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a great night for football.
It certainly is. How's my guy Greg Etter doing?
He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job. We got a lot of kids on the team running around, having fun, and he and his staff do a great job developing young people.
Division III football, it's about being the student athlete.
Yes, sir, without question. We have about 147 kids on the team right now. So we offer, obviously, our 10-game regular season schedule, and then we have a whole host of sub-varsity competition for those kids, so everybody gets a chance to play. We've suffered a few big injuries on the defensive line so far this year, and we've lost a couple of really close games. Last week was really close, and the week before that I think we lost by 5 points. So we're right where we want to be if we catch some breaks.
Tell Greg I still have some eligibility left if he needs a runner, because I hear the running game, if we got that going, maybe a win.
Maybe a win, yeah.
Dead ball foul, encroachment, defense, third down.
A free 5 yards here for the Angels on the encroachment call. Hey, the team had a chance to, a couple players had a chance to visit with both teams this week. That had to be pretty special all the way around, getting a chance to share the student athlete experience as being a Division III athlete.
Yeah, it's a great chance for them to talk about what it is to be an uncommon person and being an uncommon athlete at our place. We do have a lot of good kids running around. I tell people during the recruiting spiel that the reality is you can leave your wallet, your keys on the front seat of your truck with the window rolled down, the door unlocked, and it's still going to be there when you get back. I wouldn't suggest it, but that's the kind of kids we have. We're going to bust out right here, boys.
Look at this. Keenan Carter will get it in for the tying score. Keenan Carter, the quarterback. Look, how many tackles are 4 or 5 up the middle of the field, coach?
You see him hit and spin. We also had seen Keenan a little earlier. Very good lateral movement. You know, so far in the year, he's also rushed for almost 500 yards and 13 touchdowns.
Coach Barnhill, let's have a look here.
That's a great run, especially on this turf. I mean, in this day and age, when do you see real grass? So you wonder how the kids will respond to it because most of them don't play on it. But that field's holding up really well with the kind of water that they had on it earlier.
So a 45-yard touchdown run for the quarterback, Keenan Carter. 9 plays, 78 yards. They will go for 2 and take the lead.
They rarely kick.
Isaiah Dodd is the single back. Carter wants to throw. Ball tipped through the end zone, and it will be incomplete The conversion no good. We're tied at 6. Let's go down to the sideline once again and Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I was listening to Dax Rodriguez, and he talked about alignment, and then he talked about wrapping up. He said, look, I know it's slippery, uniform slippery, shoes are not getting great traction. Same thing on the other side. He said, but boys, don't get caught not wrapping up, and that kind of looks like what just happened.
Absolutely, you got it, especially on a night like tonight. The jerseys are wet, everything's wet. You got to be secure in your tackle.
Well, you've got to sink your hips. You've got to get down in that breakdown position, and it's tough with an athlete like Keenan Carter. He's going to dart and dash all over the place.
All season long, we take an opportunity to show you some of the great smiles from our crowd. This season's Smile Cam brought to you by Bubon Orthodontics. Give the world your smile. Check them out at bubonortho.com.
You know, we pointed out that Racine St. Catherine seldom goes and tries an extra point from kicking. It was last year's state championship game where the 2-point conversion helped them win 8-7 over St. Croix Central to get that D4 crown. So it's something they're accustomed to.
We're visiting up in the booth with Athletic Director Rob Barnhill from Concordia University. How many varsity sports now at Concordia?
We just announced our 32nd and 33rd. We have announced that we're going to start an NCAA women's wrestling team, and then we're going to start esports.
Esports is starting to really catch on now. Talk a little bit about that.
It is. It's catching on as this era, this generation of kids has found themselves now in higher education, and gaming being as prevalent as it is. These are young people that have an opportunity to do what they enjoy, what their passion is, and have a chance to do it while representing their college, albeit in non-traditional athletic sense. They'll be representatives either way.
Hartlob with a nice return out to midfield for Greendale Martin Luther. So again, esports, and now I think the burgeoning sport that's coming up through the NCAA is the women's wrestling.
Yes, it is, and we're going to stick our toe in a little bit. And I talked to my men's wrestling coach, and when we hired him 4 or 5 years ago, I said, "What do you think?" He said, "Give me 3 or 4 years. Let's see how the landscape plays out." Because I don't think the supply of kids was there yet, but now we're starting to see like programs like Lakeland are very successful, and there are other colleges and programs around us in the Midwest that have gotten on board. So we want to get in kind of on the cutting edge, leading edge, if you will, so that when it does completely take hold, it's one of the fastest growing sports in high school athletics. So the young girls of today will be our young women of tomorrow.
Cherry taken down for a loss on that play. Marcel Tyler able to wrestle him to the turf. It'll be a 2-yard loss, sets up 2nd and 12. So we're talking with Rob Barnhill, the Concordia University Athletic Director. So this goes into effect starting next year, so you're out recruiting?
We're out recruiting. We're actually in the coaching search process in both sports right now. We just did the announcements for esports on Monday, but we've got applicants filing in. We actually have kids already contacting us to want to be on the list and the radar. So it will launch. Both of them will launch next year.
Fits the mold of living uncommon.
Yes, sir, it does. It does.
2nd and 12 for Martin Luther. Hopper will send Cherry in motion. Fake the handoff. Hopper going to throw. Going over the middle. Leaping attempt, and it's incomplete. Looking for Andreas Griffin. Went through his fingertips, incomplete. Good look that time. He got a step on the defender, Coach.
Yeah, Coach Miller from Racine St. Catherine was worried about this wide receiving core for Martin Luther. He thought they had some excellent athletes, and with Brady Hopper throwing the ball, that vertical attack scares him.
Good protection again up front by obviously a very undersized offensive line, but they've done the job so far. Hoppert's been able to step up and deliver a good football.
And that's going to be key all night.
3rd and 12 now for Martin Luther. Their own 46-yard line. This after a nice kickoff return by Hartlob, setting him up near midfield.
Sometimes with these footing conditions, throwing it deep makes the most sense because you know where you're going and they don't.
Play fake. Bubble screen near side with some running room is Griffin down the near sideline. Cuts it back over the middle. Griffin inside the 10. He will take it in for the touchdown. Andreas Griffin on just a simple pop screen here to the near side. He was able to run it, weave his way through. 49 yards and a touchdown.
Excellent call by Coach Hopper. He was anticipating the blitz. They came with 7. Perfect time, and he eluded that first tackler. Got himself upfield for that score.
Dodging and weaving into the end zone, officially a 52-yard pitch and catch. Second touchdown pass of the game for Hoppert. First catch for Griffin tonight. The extra point is up and through. 13-6 in favor of Martin Luther. Well, later on tonight, we'll highlight an unusual moment from tonight's game and our uncommon moment brought to you by Concordia University. Live Uncommon. We're visiting with Rob Barnhill, the athletic director at Concordia University. And again, you're located up in Mequon.
Yes, sir. Right on the lake.
Right on the lake. Beautiful
Just like
campus.
living at the ocean, blue water, can't see across it. Waves aren't quite as high most days.
What keeps you involved here? You've been there a while now. What keeps you active with Concordia?
I'm on my 20th year.
Yeah.
I started as our offensive coordinator for the football team, and then they had a transition at the leadership position in athletics, and they offered me the job as the interim, and we haven't looked back. And I stuck around and coached football for 7 more years and tried to do both, but then it just got to the point where it was too big. I'll tell you, when I knew it was time, I was on the sideline supposedly calling plays. I'd already fixed the down marker. Someone runs up to me and says, hey, the PA stuff in the press box won't work. So I ran upstairs, said, run guard trap till I get back, and I'm fixing stuff. And while I'm down there on my hands and knees, I realized it might be time to move on.
Didn't need a bolt of lightning to strike you. You had it all figured out.
Yeah.
Eggert with the kick. And will be picked up here by Sanchez. Trying to go up the middle, breaks a tackle. And Sanchez out across the 30, just short of the 33-yard line. And Sanchez, his second return. So the Angels trailing for the second time tonight. Down 7 here with just over 9 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, the last time we visited Greendale Martin Luther, they had kind of a scoring fest with Racine Lutheran, if you remember that night. Tough to keep the scoreboard lights going. It was happening so fast.
So, Rob, style as a manager now, as an athletic director, having been a coach, you kind of hire the guy, let him do his thing?
I'm a big believer in we management. Our coaches may report to me, but they don't work for me. They work for the university. And I believe in hiring the right people and giving them the resources and advocacy they need and let them go out and do their job.
We got a great one there. It's a nice spin move here by Dodd trying to break tackles, and he's going to finally be wrestled down near the 35-yard line. Bridgewater was in on that stop. You got a good one in Greg Etter. I liked him as defensive coordinator at Carthage, and he's done well for you as a head coach at Concordia.
So a lot of people don't know this, but Greg and I have known each other over 20 years. He used to be the defensive coordinator at South Dakota State when I was the offensive coordinator at the University of South Dakota, and we both recruited Minnesota, so we saw each other all the time. So we have known each other for a long time, and it was good to be able to get Greg over to Concordia.
Watching the sons grow up as well and into hockey. I think one's still playing, I believe.
Yeah, Mason's still playing.
Mason.
So my 2 boys play hockey as well. So Greg and I have a lot to talk about, not just related to football. In fact, we spend more of our time talking about being hockey dads than we talk about football.
He's good. He's been a good addition to your staff. We miss him down at Carthage. As flags on this play. Gain out to midfield would be enough for a first down, but there were flags. It's going to be a face mask here against the Spartans, so this will get Angels into Martin Luther territory here.
Yeah, we're not seeing that good wrap-up tackle. It's a lot of grabbing right now, and inadvertently, you get a hold of the face mask.
Face mask, defense, 15 yards, first down.
Add 15 more to the end of that run. Here's the look one more time, right there. Didn't give us a number, but I think it was Fred Guyden. Got the windshield that time and pulled him down by the grill. 1st and 10 Angels now. Stumbling on that play, and he was down at that spot. His knee hit the turf that time before he was even tackled. The referee caught that one behind the line. It'll go as a tackle for loss by Strohmeyer. Here's one more look.
Not a clean exchange, kind of came down on the ball. Isaiah Dodd.
And again, if you're joining us, Michael Strohmeyer, there was some question whether he would play last week. Very serious looking injury against St. Joe and had to be carted off on a stretcher and taken to the local hospital down in Kenosha for observation, but got cleared to play early this week. It's 5 tackles now for Strohmeyer on the night. Carter looking to throw here. Comes back near side, completes the pass to Barker. Jameer Barker with some running room inside the 20 and tripped up near the 18-yard line.
Excellent open field tackle there. We talked about wet grounds, and Octavius Cherry was able to make the stop there.
Nice patience that time by Keenan Carter. Saw the protection break down, actually hit as he was thrown, and Barker with the 17-yard pickup down to the 18.
A lot of good-looking athletes on both teams running around out here tonight.
You'd like to convince them that Concordia is a very near destination,
Yes, sir.
wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Made it into the Stritch red zone here for the first time tonight, second time tonight actually for St. Catherine. They fumbled last time they were in the red zone. God. Nope, play fake. It'll be Carter coming around the right side on the read option. Has a block here on the edge inside the 10 and stops short of the goal line.
Martin Luther lost their outside contain there, and that what killed them on that play.
Sylvere Campbell coming up to make the stop just inside the 5-yard line as we get another look.
That was a good read by the quarterback.
Yeah, the read option, that inside-outside zone look.
An outside linebacker, that overhang can't commit too soon. And at practice this week, the Martin Luther coaches kept talking about that. You've got a job, don't get sucked inside.
Make your play.
First and goal at the 4. The pitch to Dodd. Gets outside left to the goal line. Touchdown, St. Catherine. Dodd able to run it in. It's his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. Make that his 7th, excuse me, as 3 by air. And the Angels have answered here. And as they have done in the past, they will go for 2. This to take their first lead tonight. 67-yard drive, the 4-yard touchdown run by Isaiah Dodd. The 3 receivers right, single receiver left, Dodd the single back. It'll be the quarterback, Carter. He'll get it in for the 2-point conversion, and the Angels take their first lead on the Carter 2-point conversion, 14-13, with 6:41 remaining here in this first half. 6-play, 67-yard drive, aided on that face mask penalty. One more look at the 2-point run in.
You know, option responsibility is a tough thing to drill into people. You know, what's your job? Don't try to do someone else's. Easier said than done, however.
Earlier this evening, Mike McGivern had a chance to visit with the folks from Bouban Orthodontics.
Hey guys, thank you very much. We're here talking Bouban Orthodontics with Caitlin and Rory. So we were talking a little bit about the age of kids and how old are kids that you're seeing nowadays?
So we start with age 7, and then if they're not ready for treatment, we'll just put them on observation. So then we'll just see them every 3 to 6 months. There's no cost for observation at all, and we'll let you know when they're ready.
And is there a typical age when they are ready?
Usually we need their 6-year molars in, so around 7 years old if they have some crowding or spacing, cross bites, things like that. And then 12 is the other age once all the adult teeth are in.
Hey, we really appreciate you guys sponsoring Thursday Night Lights and always bringing Rory to me every week. Rory, how's school going?
Good.
Yeah, you're doing good?
Yeah.
You got a little tooth problem?
No.
No, she just told me she does. Guys, thank you very much. We're putting on an observation. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Well, the Salvation Army would like to recognize Ryan Miller, Community Outreach Manager in Milwaukee County. Thank you for doing the most good in our communities. We'd like to remind everyone that you can do the most good by donating. Take advantage of 2 opportunities. Drop off non-perishable food items in the Salvation Army Barrel at any of our Thursday Night Lights game locations, or text TNL to 41444 and it will take you to the online donation page. Angels with their first lead. This will be Campbell. Sylvere Campbell. Out to the 29-yard line. Brought down on the play by Moriarty and Clement on special teams for the Angels. So athletic tours, you can do some athletic tours, contact the coaching staff if you're interested in any
absolutely.
of the sports.
Contact either the admissions office or any member of our coaching staff, and they'll set up a campus tour and a campus visit with you. Get to meet with faculty members, tour the campus, tour our athletic facilities, sit in on a class if you would like.
Again, it's a beautiful campus up there in Mequon, right on the lake. Some fantastic views. 1st and 10 here for the Spartans, trailing for the first time tonight. They try and bust one up the middle. Cherry, once again, Octavius Cherry. He's been the workhorse tonight so far, running the football for the Spartans.
Yeah, in the year it's kind of strange. Octavius has got 37 rushes. Fred Guyton has 68. Yet Octavius has been the one getting more yardage.
Again, we talked with the coaching staff. They thought maybe getting him on the edges, take advantage of his speed. He is the fastest runner on this Spartan team. 2nd and 3. Some movement up front. It's going to be a false start. Takes him out of a 2nd and short back to 2nd and long.
Yeah, they're trying to bring pressure once again, you can see.
We're visiting with Rob Barnhill, the athletic director from Concordia University in Mequon. Kind enough to join us up here. Actually, I think he likes it because he's out of the rain. That really helps.
Well,
too.
the rain slowed down, but what it does, it takes me back to my football coaching days. So I'm tempted to call plays and holler at kids.
I'm used to that. I was a player that got yelled at quite a bit. I could take it.
No, this is great. I appreciate you guys having us. It's a great opportunity for us to come and talk to you about all the positive aspects of being a Concordia Falcon.
We appreciate Concordia, the uncommon moment. We're going to have that coming up later on in our game tonight. 2nd, and we'll call it 8 here. Hoppert hit as he's thrown, and he took a shot as he delivered that football. Looking for Campbell out there, but he bounced back up. He's back to the sideline here looking for a play. So it'll set up 3rd and 8 now for Martin Luther. That penalty looming big here. One more look here, and Hoppert standing up in that pocket.
Marcel Tyler getting through there, putting all kinds of pressure on Hoppert.
So 3rd and 8. Campbell and Cherry here to the near side. Hartlob and Griffin split out far side. Again, movement up front, and again that shifting is causing the offensive line to pull out of their stance.
It's actually, a flinch. It's kind of involuntary response.
So 2.
Dead ball foul, false start, offense remains 3rd.
2 costly penalties here on this drive after a nice return out to the 29-yard line, and now they're behind the chains facing a 3rd and 13.
Going the wrong direction.
Yes, they are.
Rain's starting to pick back up now.
A little heavier shower moving through here now. Let's see what Hoppert dials up here. Little hitch and go, comes back on the middle, and it was nearly picked off. Keenan Carter, and the late penalty marker thrown down as well. Right at that spot where Carter nearly came away with the interception. It's going to be an interference call here against the Angel defender.
Coach Miller's come partway out
Pass
of the
interference,
field.
defense. First down.
15 yards from the line of scrimmage, so they will just pick up the first down just across the 40-yard line. So a costly penalty by the Angels. I don't know if we'll get a chance to look at it again, but obviously contact and with the near pick by Keenan Carter.
Keenan doesn't feel quite so bad now for dropping that, knowing that it was not going to matter.
Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 across the 40-yard line here for Martin Luther.
they might look back on that as the penultimate thing here.
Hoppert looking to throw. Coming over near side, well overthrown.
Confusion there.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion. Looking for Campbell as the heavier rain beginning to fall here at Schneider Field. Hoppert had time to deliver another good ball there.
Right, and Silvera, he seemed to know where he was going, but the other receiver out there seemed to be somewhat lost in his pattern.
2nd and 10. Get an idea of what we are dealing with here tonight. Second and 10. From the 41. They'll toss to Cherry. And around the right side. He'll take it to the 45-yard line before he gets stacked up there. Hoyser in on that stop. Sam Hoyser, the inside linebacker, just a sophomore at 6 foot 190. One more look.
Hoyser read this well. Got himself in position. In on 50 tackles so far this season, and maybe one of the reasons he's so effective, he's got a 3.98 GPA. Probably done some film study and he's got tendencies down.
Did a nice job, Mike Feist, the left guard, at 5'8", 160, trying to pull and lead out there on that play. Well, 3rd and 5 now. Hoppert goes back far sideline through Campbell's hands, incomplete.
It's a tough ask in this weather.
Yeah, it is a tough pass there, trying to go back shoulder with Carter on the coverage out there. Brings up 4th down. Clock stopped with just over 4 minutes to play here in this first half. Hartlob will come on to punt.
Yeah, you can see that St. Catherine has stayed true to what they planned on doing, of sending a number of guys on blitzes to try to get that pressure on Brady Hopper.
This will be Carter and Dodd, the 2 deep men here at the 25-yard line for St. Catherine. Hartlob, end over end kick away from everybody. They'll take a Spartan roll dead at the 21-yard line. And that'll be our break. We want to thank Rob Barnhill, athletic director from Concordia, for joining us up here in the booth.
Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it.
Good luck with everything up there with the Falcons.
Thank you so much.
We reached our mid-quarter break here at Schneider Field. Angels by 1 on a 2-point conversion off their last touchdown late here in this second quarter. Well, Gotham City has a new protector. Suit up for the new DC Superhero Series Batwoman. That's Sunday nights at 7, followed by Supergirl at 8 on Milwaukee's CW 18. Off the punt, Angels ready to go. From their own 21-yard line, Carter gets them set. Dodd outside. First down and more. Dodd out across the 35-yard line. 14-yard pickup that time by Dodd. Max Green, inside linebacker, there on the stop.
At the defensive end, Martin Luther got himself hooked that time, gave him a little shot to go.
They'll take this one off the board here. That 15-yard run negated by a holding call.
We'll have to see if getting hooked might have involved getting hooked with an arm. That's where the holding call came in.
Again, that's from the spot of the foul, so they move it back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 1st and 10 all over again here for St. Catherine. Carter will pull it out. Carter with some running room. Carter across midfield. This is Keenan Carter, the quarterback, and he will get to the pylon and out of bounds just short of the goal line. They rule him out inside the 1. The back judge ruling him out of bounds. We'll take one more look. An 80-yard run for Keenan Carter. Hartlob giving chase.
Yeah, Hartlob never gave up on it. That initial fake was so good that the strong safety for Martin Luther came flying up to make the stop on whom he thought had the ball, not the case.
So a 78-yard run to the 1-yard line. Carter's still in disbelief. I think he thought he scored. He thought he was going to get that in there. Waiting to get the play signaled in from Scott McAuliffe, the offensive coordinator.
Well, when you've got 3 backs that can carry the ball, like Cobb, Dodd, and Carter, you've got some real options of what you're going to do.
We'll take the timeout here. Dan Miller will let his team take a break here with 3:13 remaining here in this first quarter. A big run by Keenan Carter sets them up 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Well, before tonight's ball game, Mike had a chance to visit with the folks from Empire Beauty School.
Hey guys, thank you very much. I'm here with Catherine Spitzer. She's with Empire Beauty Schools. Hey, thank you so much for being out here. Hey, before you came on the air, we were talking a little bit about some of the skincare things going on over at Empire.
Yeah, so I know I've talked already a little bit about our aesthetics program. So we've been working to get live models in for our students. So we're actually currently offering a 30% discount on skincare services, waxing, and lash and eyebrow services as well.
So I'm wondering why you said I should come in and be one of those live models.
You know, I think we could do the full treatment for you.
Yeah, and that wouldn't work. Catherine, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It's a great audience for you, and thanks for being part of Thursday Night Lights. Boys, back up to you.
Mike, thank you very much, and thank you to Empire Beauty School, because coming up at halftime, we'll highlight this week's Scholar Athlete nominees, and we'll have the opportunity to meet a few of the sponsors that help make our game happen here tonight, and look at the Empire Beauty School highlights from the first half. 1st and goal from the 1. Dodd diving forward. Touchdown, St. Catherine. Isaiah Dodd, his 2nd touchdown tonight, 8th rushing touchdown of the season. One more look here. So that read option gave it right to Dodd, and he plunges over from the 1. 78-yard run by Carter set them up 1st and goal. They'll go for 2. Low snap. Fake to Dodd. Carter coming around the right side, breaks a tackle, struggles forward, can't get to the goal line. And the Spartan defense turns them away on the 2-point conversion. Remains a 7-point St. Catherine's lead here with just over 3 minutes to go in the first half.
You know, Martin Luther needs to sustain a drive now so they don't give that ball back to St. Catherine. We've seen St. Catherine be able to get a couple of big plays, get down the field quickly.
Max Green did a nice job, able to string that out and bring Carter down short of the goal line for the 2-point conversion. You get a look at the Martin Luther Spartans special team players. Wade Avenger is their special teams coach. Again, the 77-yard run set them up 1st and goal for that touchdown run by Dodd, his 2nd of the game. So 2 quick plays, and St. Catherine's back in front. Coming up, we'll highlight high school students who achieve. That's coming up in tonight's Carthage Aspire Student Highlight, brought to you by Carthage College and the Aspire program. Visit them at carthage.edu. Looks like it's 3 people deep here for Martin Luther.
I believe they've added Hartlaw back there. They don't want that ball to go dead on this soft turf.
Taken by the short man. It was Perez. And Perez with a nice return out across the 35-yard line, just short of the 40 for Perez. Brought down by Barker and Moriarty for the Angels. So it'll set up 1st and 10 here for Greendale Martin Luther. Just shy of their own 40-yard line. They have 2 timeouts remaining.
Rain seems to have let up just a shade again.
And we're going to have this on and off the rest of this evening, so. As long as there's no lightning, we'll keep playing through. Cherry breaks 1 tackle across the line of scrimmage, then pulled down just as he was starting to get into the clear. Anthony Cable, outside linebacker there to make the stop for the Angels.
Cable's one of those outside linebackers we've talked about with 9 tackles for loss on the year, 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, having quite a year defensively.
Returning from that state championship team a year ago. 2nd down and 8. Clock continues to roll, 2:20 remaining. Single receiver left and right, 2 backs in the backfield here. Fake to Cherry. Hopper trying to scramble, keeps his balance. Hopper trying to get the edge, right side. Penalty marker down. Late flag as he reached the bench. Taking over the Angel bench that time. Make sure everybody's okay. Brady Hopper back up. Officials, near side official here, the line judge throwing that flag clear across the field. Then there was 1 at the tackle, so we may have offsetting penalties here.
Hey, the first flag is for ineligible downfield with no pass being made. There is no flag on that one. We do have a dead ball foul, personal foul, defense, 1st down.
So we'll take a look at the penalty here. As Hopper had a lineman downfield, but he never threw the ball, so they'll pick that flag up. And there was the hit just as he reached the boundary. Cable a little late getting to the white there and knocking Hopper into the bench area behind the St. Catherine's sideline.
Yeah, Marcel Tyler once again putting pressure on Hopper, forced him to run, something that, you know, he does rarely, but he scrambled well, and then 15-yard penalty added to the end gives them excellent field position.
Well spotted at the Angel 40-yard line. 1st and 10. Spartans, 3 receivers here to the near side. Hopper, good time. Trying to go with that post route pattern, incomplete, intended for Andreas Griffin. Throwing that one into double coverage that time. Father and son there. Rick Hoppert, the head coach and offensive coordinator. Brady Hoppert, the junior quarterback.
Andreas Griffin, you know, another one of those fine receivers. You know, 24 catches on the year. They're just a little high. Couldn't quite make that connection.
Caught a couple of touchdown passes last week in the win over Kenosha St. Joe's. And the Angels showing blitz. Snap gets past Hoppert. Circles back, makes a play and able to throw it away, incomplete. Coming back here to the near side, it was Rogan Lee, the intended receiver. As that snap got away, Gavin Consini is the sophomore center for this Spartan team.
Right, Hoppert showing good composure there, knowing, you know, couldn't afford to take that sack, kept rolling out, whistled it out of bounds.
So 3rd and 10. 1:57 to go here, first half. Angels taking their 2nd lead tonight. increasing their lead to 20-13 on the 1-yard touchdown run by Dodd. From the 40, Hopper. Again, hit after he delivers the football, incomplete here to the near sideline, and Hopper was fully extended when he took that shot. I'll give him credit, standing in there to deliver that football, coming back to the near sideline looking for Campbell. And again, blitz by Sharp, the inside linebacker, coming in full run and exposing those ribs as he's throwing that football out.
Yeah, Sharp, you know, we mentioned at the beginning of the show, Martin Luther coaches consider him the best defensive player in the entire league. And he was a first-team all-conference performer a year ago. He's been in on 61 tackles so far this year coming into this game.
Punt formation here for Martin Luther. Here's whistle at the snap. Hopper being looked at
Delay
here.
game, offense, replay fourth.
A little bit more room for which Hartlaub can try and drop one inside the 20 here. Dodd and Carter, the twin safeties, standing back at the 20-yard line. Hartlaub gets a good snap. Knuckling punt. Angels will let bounce inside the 15-yard line. It'll be downed at the 13. Angels will take over on their own 13-yard line with 1:43 to go here in this first half, leading by 7.
That's key here that Martin Luther plays assignment defense. You can't get out of your assignment and give St. Kate's a chance to put another score up on the board before the end of the half.
Again, with that read option, coach, it's so easy to follow the ball in the backfield and say, hey, it's going to go to the running back, and the next thing you know, it's pulled out, and there goes Carter down the sideline.
Martin Luther coaches kept talking about the backside. You can't overcommit to where you think the ball is going. You have to stay home.
We commend the students coming out here tonight on this rainy Thursday. Dodd will take it out across the 20. Another 10-yard run for Dodd out near the 23-yard line. Isaiah Dodd, 5'6", 170. Kept those legs churning, taking a couple of tacklers with him for an extra 5.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You know, you can see how he ran for 1,487 yards last year.
1st and 10 Angels. This will be Carter. Lost his balance as he tried to cut near the hash. He'll get a couple out of it. And clock will stop. Angels will take their second timeout of this first half. They have one remaining.
Yeah, St. Catherine's of the mentality, we're going to try to get another one in. We're not just going to try to run out the clock. You can see Scott McAuliffe talking to the Angels, trying to set up what's going to go.
Let's head down to the sideline. Mike McGivern with the folks from the Salvation Army.
Hey guys, here with Ryan Miller, Community Outreach Manager, Salvation Army in Milwaukee. It's good to meet you. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things that you guys are accomplishing right now?
Yeah, it's an exciting time at the Distribution Center on 60th and Silver Spring, Mike. Right now we're undergoing some construction there, and by mid-November we should have one of the largest food pantries ready and operational for people in the Milwaukee County area. So we're really excited about that.
You're quite busy nowadays.
Oh, we're busy. We have an upcoming event as well. You can go to our Salvation Army Milwaukee County website as well for more information, but we have an upcoming Fox 6 coat drive as well. You can donate at a variety of locations around Milwaukee County, and of course we'll be giving coats to those in need throughout the area.
Hey Boise, Brookfield East guy doing a good job. Played basketball at UWM. He said he could still hit a jump shot. Not so sure. Back to you, boys.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Thank you to the fine folks of the Salvation Army for being part of our broadcast this year. Play fake, Carter throwing far side, completes to that far side. Demarion Cobb with the catch, but a penalty marker on the play. This might be coming back for a hold. Well, out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Good enough for a first down, but will be coming back. Carter did a nice job delivering the play. Fake, pulled it back out. Threw a nice football to Cobb, but lineman on a hold.
Holding, offense, replay second down.
Now, depending what Martin Luther decides how they want to approach this, if St. Kate's doesn't get any kind of a gain this time, we could see them use that timeout, try to see if they can force a punt, try to get some field position and at least take a shot before the end of the half.
Rain has let up here momentarily. It's been raining since kickoff tonight. So it'll be second and long for the Angels. Carter wants to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Going downfield, incomplete. Looking for Andre Hale, the tight end.
Well, that stopped the clock for Martin Luther.
It's an interesting call there. Going with a pass play here with 45 seconds left in the half, deep in your own territory.
Well, they've got speed, and you know, Coach Hopper would expect that they would try to attack them vertically.
Dax Rodriguez, the defensive coordinator. He's been with Rick Hoppert for a while. That's been a tandem.
18 years when Dax was coaching at West Allis Central. Coach Hoppert was there as an assistant. Now they've reversed roles.
There's offensive coordinator Scott McAuliffe for St. Catherine. 3rd and 16 facing the Angels here. And penalty marker from the back judge. This might be too much time here.
That's that case where there's that 40-second rule now. You had that long incompletion, and sometimes you lose sight of just where you are in that countdown.
Some question whether or not Dan Miller got the timeout before the...
Timeout was called before the flag. Timeout white.
So St. Catherine's will take their final timeout here. Yeah, that new rule change with the 40-second play clock, and what I'm hearing from the coaches is it's not equally enforced the same way from crew to crew.
Yeah, and I think it's difficult to decide and I think in most cases it's the umpire keeping track of that 40-second, and it kind of depends when that individual decides to say, okay, here it is. It'd be interesting to see, given what they've tried to do first couple of downs here. Wouldn't be surprised to see him do a screen pass and try to isolate one of those quick backs, get a couple blockers in front of him, see what he can do.
Both Isaiah Dodd and Demarion Cobb reliable on the edges, and boy, when they get out there using that speed. Again, each team coming in at 6-1 in the one loss to Racine Lutheran in conference. So really you're playing for possibly an extra home game if you make it into level 2 of the playoffs.
Right, if you're a one-loss second place team, you've got a good chance of getting that, that home game assignment, all things being equal in terms of field ability.
So 3rd and 16 from the 18-yard line. Carter going to go over the middle, completes the pass to Dodd, but wrapped up immediately on the play. Getting in there was Rogan Lee. We've called his name. That's his 6th tackle tonight. He's going to be short of the first down. Cobb on the reception, Lee on the tackle. It'll bring up 4th and short here. Clock continues to run for St. Catherine. Carter will call the play at the line of scrimmage if they decide to take a play here. The Angels are just going to sit on it here.
The referee has not started counting down either, so.
And that will end our first half here in Greendale. Schneider Field, Martin Luther High School in Greendale. Good one here tonight. The Angels coming from behind. They take the halftime lead, 20-13 over Martin Luther. Back with our halftime programming after this, our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights on My 24. And welcome back. Our 10th anniversary season of Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights on My 24 with Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly. John Weiser back with you here at halftime. Tonight we'd like to highlight some special student athletes as we're proud to present our Scholar Athlete of the Week nominees. Our nominee from Racine St. Catherine's is Kiara Marshall. Kiara participates in cheer, POMS, track and field, and soccer, carries a 3.75 GPA. She's a member of the National Honor Society, Student Council, and was chosen as Scholar Athlete in both soccer and track. She's a two-time captain on POMS. She was chosen to be part of the 2019 Varsity All-American London Tour cheer team. Kiara gives back by volunteering throughout the community and at the school. She has been accepted at both Arizona State and the University of Alabama. From Martin Luther is Michael Feist. Michael has participated in football and wrestling, carries a 3.993 GPA, a member of the National Honor Society, Symphonic Band, and Praise Band. He is also a member of the Troubadours as well as the Concert Choir. Along with being a 3-year starter on the offensive line, Michael also helps out in church by being an usher. Again, congratulations to this week's Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights Scholar Athlete nominees. St. Catherine's by 7 here at halftime, and earlier this week, Mike McGivern had a chance to visit with Marianne Scafidi from Heiser Automotive Group.
I'm here at Heiser Automotive with Marianne Scafidi. Marianne, thank you again for your partnership with Thursday Night Lights. You know, the Marines are a partner with us as well, and I know from talking to you that giving back and supporting our troops is very important here at Heiser.
I think it's very important. They have a hard job and they take care of us and keep us free. I have family member that's in the military, friends that are in the military. It's just it's a huge part of our life.
Boy, I really support the fact that you guys give back to them. The service department here at Heiser is second to none. We hear that a lot, and your auto body shops are doing really well as well.
Yes, we actually have 2 of them. One's in West Allis and one's on 76th Street Body Shop. That one will be named, you'll probably hear it has Heiser's Collision Center more than 76th Street Body Shop moving forward.
Hey, can I ask your day-to-day here at Heiser? So you run all 5. Are you in charge of all of them?
I am the CEO, but I have a great team that helps me run the dealerships. I cannot say that I'm doing it all by myself. I have a great team.
You know, it's such a competitive industry, and you guys continue to be at the top and do extremely well. And I love the fact that I've had a chance to meet 2 daughters that are involved in this. This truly is a family business.
It is. 3rd generation is here. I have 2 daughters in the business. My sister has a son in the business. He's the Cadillac manager up in West Bend. We're very proud of him and my girls. And I have grandkids that are coming through. In fact, my youngest grandson, his first sentence at 18 months was, "Do you want to buy a car?"
Do you want to buy a car? If you do, you go to Heiser Automotive. Marianne Scafidi. Marianne, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet. Boys, back to you.
Mike and Marianne, thank you, and thank you to Heiser Automotive Group for their title sponsorship again this season for our 10th anniversary year of Thursday Night Lights on My 24. 7-point lead for St. Catherine's here at halftime. Back with more of our halftime programming after this. Pair of second quarter touchdowns for the defending Division IV state champion St. Catherine Angels, and they lead it by 7 over Martin Luther, a Metro Classic Conference matchup here tonight. Well, as you heard Mike mention before, the Marines have been a part of our broadcast for the last several years, and Mike McGivern on the sideline now with our United States Marine Corps interview.
John, thank you very much. Sergeant Hunter Lewis, U.S. Marine Corps. Hey, it's nice to meet you, young man. Thank you for all you do for our country. Being out Thursday Night Lights, getting a chance to talk to all these student athletes, good place for you guys.
Yes, sir. Very, very much so. We like to see these guys play. We like to see them do what they do and do well.
Hey, so when you're talking to some of these juniors, seniors in high school, and they ask you about your journey in the Marines, what do you tell them?
I generally tell them this is the place where I wanted to go. I wanted to travel, see some new things, and be able to provide for a family. and really just do great things with my life.
Hey, been a really good decision for you, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Hey, I ask you guys every once in a while this question, but when you get done serving, whether it's 2 years, 10 years, whenever it is there any job that you don't feel you're prepared for?
No, sir, absolutely not. I know that after I get out of the Marine Corps, I'm going to 100% crush it at anything I do.
Man, as long as you don't want to be a sideline reporter, we're all good. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Sergeant Hunter Lewis, thank you for your service to the country. We're at halftime here at Martin Luther High School, and the homestanding Spartans are trailing here by a score of 20-13. Time now for our Carthage Aspire student highlight. From Martin Luther High School tonight, Sarah Lesniewski. Sarah is involved with drama, tennis, student council, National Honor Society, dance committee, and service committee. She is a regular volunteer with the Milwaukee Police Association's Fallen Heroes Charity, and this summer attended the FBI's Future Law Enforcement Youth Academy. Sarah aspires to be either a radiologist or a behavioral scientist with the FBI. Congratulations, Sarah. The Aspire program is a 4-year program where Carthage students develop a dynamic approach to goal setting and life skill building. Students will own their ability to be lifelong learners and impactful contributors in the world. Back downstairs we go. Mike McGivern with one of those fine Carthage College people.
Hey, here with Greg from Carthage College. We're just talking. Greg, in this market, the Milwaukee market, I think it's like, well, Carthage is really far. It's a little bit over 30 minutes from here, right?
Right, absolutely. Carthage, we're located right on Lake Michigan, right between Milwaukee and Chicago, which is a huge asset to our students. Actually, I think location is something a lot of people overlook when they're looking for colleges and they're doing their college search, because you need to have internships and experiences, to have jobs today. So we're able to offer that since we have Chicago, Milwaukee, Kenosha, Racine all so close, and we really leverage that with our students.
When you talk about student athletes, you want your family to come watch you play. You want to get away. Look, if you're a senior high school, you might want to get away a little bit. But 35, 40 minutes is perfect. You can come home for the weekends. Your parents can come see you play. That's got to be a huge selling point for you.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we're a residential campus there, so we're the complete college experience, world-class academics, 27 NCAA teams. And like you said, parents can come and see their students play without hopping on an airplane or spending a whole afternoon in the car. So students from this area usually say we're far enough away, but we're close enough that if I need something, I can go home and get it.
Yeah, or have their mom make them a meal or something.
Right.
Hey, so if somebody wants to set up a visit, can you walk us through that part?
Yeah, absolutely. We offer students visits 6 days a week, so Monday through Friday or Saturdays as well. Although this Saturday we have homecoming, so no visits, but come out and watch the ball game. We'd love to have you there. But yeah, 6 days a week. They can either call the office and set it up at the reception desk. You can call me, I'll set it up for you, or just go on our website. Right on the admission page, you can set up a visit there as well.
So let's give his personal cell phone number. No, I'm just kidding, brother. Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you,
I
Mike.
appreciate it. Hey, make sure if you want to do some college visits, check out Carthage. It's a great place. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Greg Huss, thank you. Nice job as well. 20-13, St. Catherine's on top of Martin Luther. Back with more of our halftime from Greendale right after this. Halftime here at Greendale Martin Luther High School. The Spartans trailing at St. Catherine's by a score of 20-13. Let's head back down to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
Thanks, John. I'm here with Sue Martin, tobacco-free suburban Milwaukee, Ozaukee County. Very passionate about what she's doing. Been doing this 19 years. When I said, look, I have 4 grandsons, you said, look, you better get involved in this stuff.
Yeah, it's really important that parents stay on it and educate themselves. We have a website called tobaccoischanging.com that parents and concerned adults can go to learn about the vaping products and the other smokeless products that are out there, and general tobacco products in Wisconsin, because vaping is really, really an epidemic.
Sue, I didn't know. I'd never heard vaping 3 years ago, and it has just completely taken over a lot in high schools especially I think throughout the country, but here in Wisconsin as well.
Yeah, definitely. We've had a 154% increase in youth vaping in Wisconsin in 4 years. Right now, 96% of 13-year-olds in Wisconsin say they have tried vaping products. Loaded with nicotine before the age of 25, your brain is not completely formed, and so your susceptibility to addiction is that much higher. Very concerning.
Well, I'll tell you, it's scary. These 4 grandkids that I have, you know, this kind of stuff scares me, and I think we need to, as grandparents, get more educated as well.
Absolutely, and the way you can do that, again, is go to tobaccoischanging.com, all kinds of information, pictures of the products. So if you're kind of snooping around, looking in their backpacks or their rooms, which you have every right to do as a parent, and you should be doing, you're going to know what to look for.
Hey, thank you so much. Keep up the good work. Go Red, right?
Yeah, for sure. Go Red.
Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Time now for our first half highlights tonight. It's brought to you by Empire Beauty Schools as we take a look at a scoring first half in the rain tonight here at Martin Luther High School. And it was the Spartans getting on top early.
Brady Hopper throwing to Sylvia Campbell, that high arching ball, and he takes it all the way in for the score.
The attempt for the extra point was no good, and the Spartans led 6-0, but the Angels came right back.
See Keenan Carter pull that ball back from the dive and just cut and weave his way through the Martin Luther defense.
Slicing and dicing in for 6. 2-point conversion failed. We were tied at 6, and then the Spartans went right back to work.
Little screen pass to Andreas Griffin. Perfect call for the blitzing situation, and he takes it all the way.
Did a nice job staying in bounds as he started to plant and go upfield. 13-6 at that point. And the big run by the 76-yard run by Keenan Carter down to the 1-yard line set up the second touchdown tonight.
Mr. Dodd's got to be appreciative of the effort Keenan put in to get the ball down there, and he takes it in for the first of 2 scores for Isaiah.
And the Angels lead it here by 7, 20-13. We'll pause, take another break, back with more right after this. Excuse me, we'll head down to Mike McGivern. Mike, go ahead.
Hey, John, don't forget me down here with Corey Shield, the athletic director at Martin Luther. Known Corey a long time. Great crowd tonight. Things going pretty well here at Martin Luther.
There's a lot of great things going on here. It's a great time to be a Spartan right now. With our enrollment where it's at, we're at 575, which is the biggest it's been in a long time. Just a lot of cool projects going on. In the news, we're getting a retail space out in front there with a dorm so we can house domestic and international students here and just spread the word of God. And we're just so lucky with that. And we're talking about a new student center hopefully next year. Just a lot of great things happening here right now.
You know you want me to ask about the girls' basketball program. He's also the girls' head basketball coach. Looking forward to the season. You guys tip it off quick.
Yeah, November 11th coming up here pretty soon. So looking forward to that and just been preparing for the past 2 months. And as I'm sure Paul is as well. And it was a great year last year for the boys team, as you well know. And we're just hoping to keep that great success going on.
Corey, it's good to see you. Thanks for having us.
Great to see you too. Thanks.
John, back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you. Corey Shield, thank you so much for allowing us to come in tonight for this football meeting. 2013, Angels on top of the Spartans. Back with third quarter play after this. Halftime just about wrapping up, but before we do, let's head down to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, Goodwill is a great place to get costumes for Halloween. We've got Peyton, we've got Jack, and they're cheating a little bit. Here's what they got to do. Take a look. They're going to change into a Halloween costume. First one to get changed, come back without anything falling, is going to win a gift card. This is fun. Here we go, boys. Got a feeling Peyton's going to win this thing. There it is. There it is. Hey, look, Goodwill's a great place to get everything you need for Halloween. And here it is. Oh, well, hold on. He didn't win. There it is. The Scarecrow came across a little too early, didn't have all its stuff. Want to thank Goodwill again. Anything you need for Halloween, Goodwill's the place to go. Boys, back to you.
AmazingGoodwill.com for amazing costumes. And yeah, you got to have everything there. You forgot the, looks like the shoes. How could you run back without the shoes?
I wonder what Mike's thinking about wearing for Halloween.
All right, coaches, we get set for this second half. Second half keys here tonight.
Well, I think Martin Luther has to find a way to contain that running attack. It's obvious that St. Catherine's 3 excellent backs all can carry the ball. And then I think, they've got to keep going with their passing attack, Martin Luther, to see if they can put some pressure there. For the most part, pass protection's been pretty good. They've just got to make those connections at the key times.
Martin Luther won the coin toss tonight, so they will get it to start this third quarter. Three deep, standing near the 10-yard line. And this will go to Campbell. Campbell waits for a block, now cuts up the middle across the 25 out to the 31-yard line. Savannah Campbell with the nice return. So a good start here for the Spartans. Good field position. Let's see if they can take advantage of it here tonight. We talked about Brady Hoppert. A couple of touchdown passes in that first half.
Don't want to put the curse on the game, but it looks for now that the rain has let up.
He'll have Cherry as the single back in the backfield from the 32-yard line. Cherry will get the call up the middle to the 35 for a gain of 3. Anthony Garduno, the nose tackle inside for the Angels, able to make that stop. Again up front, it's Marcel Tyler, Anthony Garduno, and Adrian Harrington. Anthony Cable, Brian Sharp, Sam Heuser, and Andre Hale, your linebackers, with Keenan Carter, Isaiah Dodd, Trenton Payne, and Jameer Barker, the secondary for the Angels. We'll set the offense once again for you here after this second down snap. Second down, and we'll call it 6. Play action. Hoppert in trouble, and down he goes. Protection broke down that time. It was Anthony Cable getting in on the sack. Cable, honorable mention all-conference a year ago. Able to sneak in the gap, make the play.
Yeah, no sooner had I mentioned the rain's absence and it returns. The guard lost his footing there, and the defender was able to get by him and put that tackle on Hoppert.
Up front for the Spartans, Chris Marshall, Mike Feist, Gavin Consini, Max Green, and Owen Wallinger, your offensive line. Lost back to the 30-yard line. Heavier rain falling now here in Martin Luther, and we got movement all up front. Like Hartlaub here on the near side, jumped the line of scrimmage.
You can see that Racine St. Catherine was walking those linebackers up.
Dead ball foul. False start. Offense remains third down.
Scott Kessler, our referee, has been busy tonight.
Yeah, for the most part, Luther has struggled to move the ball on the ground, and so St. Catherine knows that. Play their man-to-man defense and just bring the house, keep that pressure.
3rd and 17 facing the Spartans from their own 25-yard line. They'll empty out the backfield. Hopper changing the play. Blitz coming off the inside. Hopper trying to climb the pocket, able to escape. Hopper gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Was flushed out and finished off by Andre Hale, the outside linebacker. Did his best to stand in there, coach, trying to climb out.
Right, I mean, they're shooting, one or more backers most of the time. They kind of delay at a half count, see how the line is spread out on its blocking. They find that seam and put the pressure on Brady.
No gain on the play, 4th and 17. Jacob Hartlaub will punt this one away. Keenan Carter and Isaiah Dodd, the deep receivers for St. Catherine's. Hartlaub with that spread punt. Gets it to bounce and roll dead at the Angel 41-yard line. Well, Milwaukee Admirals hockey is back on My 24 Sports. Don't miss their home opener against the Lavelle Rockets live from the Panther Arena. Catch all the action Saturday night at 6 on My 24. The American Hockey League. Milwaukee Admirals, their 50th season. It's a professional hockey club affiliated with the Nashville Predators.
If you want a fun evening, go to the Admirals games.
Hey, I love Aaron Sims. He does a great job on the play-by-play. First and 10 for the Angels. Their first possession here in the second half. It'll be Demarion Cobb on the carry. Cobb short of midfield. Gain of about 7 on the play. Demarion Cobb, 5'10" junior. Carried the ball a couple of times here tonight so far for the Angels.
Sylvia Campbell a little upset with himself. He thought he had him nailed in the backfield and wasn't able to complete the tackle.
Lee Schatzman, Alex Mulder, Abel Mulder, Michael DeGuire, and Reese Kosterman, your linemen for the Angels here in this second half. And on the keep, Carter losing his footing, got back to the line of scrimmage. We mentioned this field was a bit soggy leading into this rain, and it's starting to really get soupy out there, particularly around 50-yard line. Severe Campbell there to make the...
Sylvia coming off the field right now.
Might be a cramp as he gets here to the near sideline. 3rd and short facing the Angels, 3rd and 4. Marion Cobb, the single back, 3 receivers left, and it's Cobb. First down and more, across midfield to Marion Cobb. Takes a tackler with him down to the 32-yard line of the Spartans. Finally brought down by Fred Guyton, the outside linebacker. Move the chains. Another Gruber Law Office's first down. Gruber Law, 1 call, that's all.
Yeah, with Dodd and Carter, sometimes you forget Demarion Cobb in there. He follows the blocking into the line. 5'10", 195, good solid runner.
They'll spot it just inside the 34-yard line of the Spartans. Low snap, and this will be Carter around the left edge. Carter spinning his way down to the 15-yard line. Check that down to the 25-yard line. It was Jacob Hartlaub in on the stop. One more look.
Yeah, Carter does an excellent job riding that ball on the dive fake and then pulling it out, going 2 holes wider.
Gain of 9 sets up a 2nd and 1. And Dodd, the single back. They'll put Cobb in as a slot here on the near side. And the give is to Dodd. He'll get the first down. He'll take it down inside the 22-yard line. Off the bottom of that pile was Michael Strohmeyer. Again, Strohmeyer, kind of an amazing story. He was injured last week against St. Joe's, wasn't sure, didn't get cleared to play until Tuesday of this week.
When we were at practice on Monday, he was really eager to be in there.
Tell you what, though, a nice young man, 6 foot, 182, a senior, and they were going through some of the walkthrough drills of what they were going to set up defensively, and he knew exactly everyone's assignment on that defensive line.
You can see why the coaches, are very proud. He doesn't lead in all kinds of defensive categories, but he's the leader of the defense.
1st and 10. Dodd picks his way over the middle. Pulls his way forward for a pickup of 10 and another Gruber Law Office's first down. Interesting where they will mark this. If it's inside the 10, it'll be 1st and goal, and that's what it will be as we take another look.
As you see, Racine St. Catherine's moved the ball. You can tell they had an excellent running attack. They felt they should have beaten Racine Lutheran. They had the lead on them and actually then got beat in double overtime.
All season long, when a team penetrates their opponent's 20-yard line, they enter the Stritch Red Zone. Focused on your success, visit stritch.edu. 1st and goal, Angels at the 9. Cobb around the left side. Cobb to the pylon, touchdown, Angels. Demarion Cobb, that's his 6th rushing touchdown of the year, and the Angels add to their lead now, up 2 scores.
You know, the weather isn't playing into Martin Luther's hands as well as it is for Racine St. Catherine's with an excellent ground attack.
Sam. So again, they will go for 2. Dodd, the single back, behind Keenan Carter, the quarterback. Cobb is lined up in a slot, and there was movement up front. Tight end Andre Hale, I think, came out of his stance. Make this one a little more difficult to convert for 2 here. This time they looks like they're going to move Cobb into the backfield here. Hale will line up as a tight end right side. They'll put Isaiah Dodd in as a slot near side along with Jameer Barker. 2-point conversion upcoming here. They'll toss it back. Dodd on the reverse. Dodd in for 2. A little reverse action that time with Dodd out of the slot here near side for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, well-designed play. We'll see that in the replay. Got that guard leading around, number 63. Good downfield blocking by number 18, Anthony Shiro.
So it's a 28-13 lead now for the Angels. Let's head down to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I've had a chance to interview Keisha Buford with the Milwaukee Police and Fire Commission. She's so important. She's got her own umbrella boy. That's what we call them. Hey, things are going really well. You're still recruiting. What a great crowd, a great age group for you to recruit.
Yes, right now we're trying to get the word out about the Fire Cadet and Police Aid programs. We're accepting applications right now for Fire Cadet, looking for ages 17 through 19 and interested in a career in not only the pay, but training and then guaranteed a spot on the department.
Hey, so if you're talking to kids at this age, you got to tell them, look, if you want to do what we do, you need to take care of your business in the classroom, correct?
Yes, getting good grades, making sure you have that clean social media, that counts as well. And, of course, working hard and ready to learn.
Thank you so much for coming out and doing what you guys do in our community, and it's pretty cool. Umbrella Boy, look, we've started something.
Yes, and I also want to give a huge shout out to number 33, Luis Perez, on the Martin Luther team as well.
That's awesome. It's good to see you. Yes, thank you very much. Boys, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. 7-play, 59-yard scoring drive for St. Catherine's. Cobb, the 9-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion by Isaiah Dodd. And it's a 28-13 Angel lead. Again, 2 teams, 1 loss in conference both against Racine Lutheran. So trying to finish up with that 1-loss runner-up.
I hate to laugh if you can see number 17. Kind of strumming along.
There's Luis Perez on the sideline for the Spartans.
Right on cue.
Yeah. It's Anthony Garduno with the air guitar on special teams tonight. Campbell, near side, has a wall set up to the 25, trying to get the edge across the 30, out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Let's see where they mark him out. Good return by Campbell, who was injured on that tackle. It was Sam Heuser that went in there for the stop. Campbell was injured on that last offensive set. So we take another look.
Spots the seam, tries to break through. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Hit kind of right below the waist there. Felt that one.
Heuser on special teams making the tackle. They mark him out at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 Spartans from their own 41. 2 by 2 with a single back. Coming back for the catch. The near side, that was Cherry. No, check that. That was Griffin, Andreas Griffin.
Martin Luther's going to have to go with that quick passing game. That time Racine St. Catherine's bringing 6. So if you're trying to get that drop back, hit the long pass, you're not going to have that kind of time.
Second and 5. Cherry, nothing up the middle. A stone wall of Angels there. Able to stop him for no gain. Brian Sharp, we've called his name tonight. He's had a sack tonight, along with Cable.
Yeah, that front 3 is very active for St. Catherine. Marcel Tyler, Anthony Gardino, and then Adrian Harrington, who's 6 feet, 328 pounds. It's kind of a mismatch for the smaller Martin Luther offensive line.
Special thanks to Dan tonight for providing the wonderful meal for our Thursday Night Lights staff and crew. You can check them out at dandanmke.com for their complete menu and delivery options. No gain, 3rd and 5. Hopper trying to climb, nothing there. Ran right into Sam Heuser. Able to step in and get the sack. Second sack tonight of Hopper.
Yeah, once again, they were bringing 6. Heuser, that sophomore, you know, he's on the season, 5 tackles for a loss. He's got at least 2 more tonight. They're really able to put the pressure on Brady Hopper.
Hartlob on to punt. This one off the side of his foot and out of bounds. There is a penalty marker at the 45-yard line. That ball went out at the Angel 48, but there is a flag on the play.
Kick, holding, receiving team, first down white.
So holding on the Angels. We'll take a break. It'll be Angels ball when we return. 28-13, Racine St. Catherine, our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights in Greendale tonight. Third quarter action here at Greendale Martin Luther High School. The Spartans trail Racine St. Catherine 28-13. Along with Mike McGivern, Hall of Fame coach Terry Kelly. John Weiser back with you. Following the punt and the penalty, it'll be Angel ball. They will spot it at the 38-yard line. Their own 38 to get this drive started. Angels with a touchdown here in this second half. It'll be Carter. Nice play, open field tackle that time here on the near edge. Keenan Carter keeping it that time. Rogan Lee tonight with 6 tackles tonight. He's been busy. One of 2 sophomores in that secondary, he and Sam Strohmeyer. And you have Hartlob, a junior, and Griffin, Andreas Griffin, at the other corner.
Martin Luther, a young team. There are only 6 seniors on the squad. They were introduced at halftime to the crowd. So number of underclassmen, key roles.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11 from the 37. Carter's going to put it up. Over the middle, completes to Dodd for a short gain. Just across the 40-yard line, a gain of 4. Jaden Bridgewater in on that stop. In there now at strong safety. 5'8" sophomore. 37 tackles now on the year for Bridgewater.
You know, Keenan Carter does a nice job standing in there, throwing a pretty good ball. You know, coming into tonight's game, he was 42 for 77 for a little over 1,000 yards. And it's showing that he's got real control of this whole offense.
Trips to the left side here on 3rd and 8. A little delay option. And Carter close to a first down. Near the 49-yard line. Take one more look here. Kind of a quarterback draw, if you will. And the officials will take timeout here for a measurement. Stops the clock with just over 2 minutes to play here in the third.
Oh, you're talking about getting some new glasses in about a week. I think I heard you say. I thought you could maybe call whether this is a first down or not from here.
Oh, weak eyes wiser. Yeah, okay.
It's true, though, a week from now?
Yeah, well, they're on order. And it's enough for a first down. I said it was close.
Notice I didn't even attempt.
No.
So.
I think that was my nickname early in college. Weak eyes wiser, I think, was something like that. But so it'll be enough for a Gruber Law Offices first down here for the Angels. Again, Gruber Law Offices sponsoring our first down this quarter. Gruber Law, one call, that's all. From their own 49, 1st and 10 Angels. Dodd this time to midfield. He's driven back. 1 yard pickup. Griffin, Andreas Griffin there. Move it right to the 50-yard line stripe. Gain of 1, 2nd down, 9 upcoming. Late here in this third quarter.
Yeah, Racine St. Catherine very content to just take as much time as they can. They've got control of the game at this point. Don't want to necessarily give the ball back to Brady Huppert and give him a chance.
Isaiah Dodd, the single back in the backfield behind Keenan Carter, the quarterback. And Carter coming around the left side, able to break a tackle into Spartan territory at the 45 with a flag down. Gabler had a shot at him in the backfield and could not get him down.
Could not quite make the stop.
This one's coming back for a hold.
Now they mentioned Sam Gabler a second ago. He only started playing football last year.
Holding, offense, replay 2nd down.
Only started playing last year as a freshman, and you know, he's really progressed quite far. The coach is very pleased with his progress.
A couple of forced fumbles, a couple of tackle for losses so far this season for Gabler. And that stepped off from the spot of the infraction, so it'll move it back to the 48-yard line. 2nd and 12 upcoming here with under a minute to go here in the third. Cutter on a toss to Dodd. Around the left side, Dodd still on his feet. He'll get enough, it appears, for a first down. Down to the Spartan 40-yard line. 12-yard run that time, all on Isaiah Dodd.
Yeah, you've got to be impressed with the three running back, you know, the three-headed running back of Carter, Dodd, and Cobb. They don't go down easily. You know, none of them are like 220-pound bruisers, but they run hard, very elusive.
Rogan Lee credited with the tackle on the play, but it was a 12-yard pickup and a first down. The Gruber Law Office's first down, and I believe the Angels are going to take a timeout here.
Coach McAuliffe seems a little befuddled by what's happened here.
Dan Miller, the head coach, talking with the back judge. I said he went out of bounds evidently, so they stopped the clock here with 16 seconds to play. 1st and 10. Now they wind the clock. This will be the final play of the third quarter. Isaiah Dodd with another 9-yard run as our third quarter comes to an end here in Greendale. It's been all St. Catherine's here in the second half. The Angels from Racine leading Martin Luther by a score of 28-13. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights on My 24. with Wisconsin Football Coaches Association Hall of Famers Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly. John Weiser back with you. Start of the fourth quarter here at Greendale Martin Luther High School. Spartans trailing the reigning Division IV state champion St. Catherine Angels in their version of jump around prior to the start of the fourth quarter. Angels facing a 2nd and 1. Isaiah Dodd picks his way through, has a clear. Isaiah Todd tackled from behind inside the 5-yard line.
You see him pull that backside guard and tackle, try to kick out and then lead through the hole. And Isaiah Dodd just cut it up inside and took it down towards the goal line.
Jacob Hartlub saved 6 for now. Also in on that play, Sam Strohmeyer. So 1st and goal, St. Catherine.
Actually, I said guard and tackle. They've actually got 15, Andre Hale. He's listed as a tight end. He's really an H-back, so he's multi-purpose.
Well, who has it? The quarterback or the running back? It's the running back, Dodd, who takes it in for the touchdown. Well, that's a long ride between quarterback and running back on the read option. You read War and Peace with that one on a read option.
Start to wonder how long Keenan Carter's arms are as he rides that in there.
So Dodd goes in. As we take another look, watch this.
I think Isaiah actually took the ball away. He said, wait a second.
I want this score, come on. They'll go for 2. Trying to make it a 23-point ball game. Late pitch, ball out. They dive around, and it'll be recovered by Martin Luther. Sam Gabler able to fall on it, so the 2-point conversion fails. We head down to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, thank you very much. I'm here with John, Madison Edgewood guy, and we are with, you're talking about the Red Ribbon campaign that's coming up in October, correct?
Yes, I am. Red Ribbon Week is Awareness Week about substance abuse prevention. So you'll see red ribbons out that week, and so if you see red, that's what it's for.
So, John, as an advocate, and what we're trying to do is build awareness to people that are utilizing drugs in a bad way. You had a bag here a couple of weeks ago that said, look, you need to put your drugs in the bag and lock this thing up. Has that gone over pretty well? Because I've gotten a lot of questions about that.
Yes, it has gone really well. It's just a matter of making sure that prescription drugs are being used safely and being disposed of safely.
Yeah, I appreciate all the work you're doing. Keep up the good work. Good luck with the Red Ribbon campaign.
All right, thank you.
You bet, boys. Back to you.
Mike, John, thank you very much. 9-play, 61-yard drive. Dodd going over from 3 yards out, his 3rd touchdown tonight. 2-point conversion unsuccessful, remains 34-13 Angels.
Well, Racine St. Catherine kind of held the ball for almost the entire 3rd quarter, not giving Martin Luther a chance to get back into the game.
There you see Isaiah Dodd, number 3 in your picture there. Well, Martin Luther with some work to do early here in the 4th. Seems I think we were in this position a year ago against Racine Lutheran. We had a point-scoring festival in that 4th quarter. This will be Cherry. He's going to pitch it, fake the pitch. We're going to come around the far side. Cherry's still with it, out across the 35, short of the 40-yard line. Cherry faking that reverse. Trenton Payne getting down there on special teams along with Cordell Clement.
Yeah, that reverse action just forces that coverage team to hold up just a bit. Sometimes gives you that seam you can track.
Well, some good field position here once again for the Spartans. Down 21 here as we begin the 4th quarter. Brady Hopper, junior quarterback, a couple of touchdown passes tonight. With 3 receivers near side, they'll roll Hopper to the near side. He'll get rid of it, completes here to the near side. It's Rogan Lee across midfield. Rogan Lee into Angel territory to the St. Catherine 42-yard line. Anthony Cable wrestled him down. Nice gain, nice pitch that time. Rolling the quarterback out away from pressure. Able to square around, dump that one off to Rogan Lee, his first reception tonight. From the Angel 42, 1st and 10. They will hand it off. This will be Fred Guyton, and he'll be tackled for a loss. About a 1 or 2 yard loss that time. Guyton, his first carry tonight.
Yeah, Rogan Lee usually in on defense, brought him in on offense, got him isolated. That last play, all of a sudden there were 3 St. Catharines. Players were right at the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. 3 to the left side, 3 receivers here with a wing to the left side. Pressure coming, Hopper able to get it away. Xavier Campbell with the catch inside the 5, touchdown Spartans. Second touchdown reception of the game for Xavier Campbell. What a pitch, what a grab by Campbell.
Yeah, I think we'll see that again. Just before he gets hit, Brady Hopper gets that ball off.
The defender fell down, and Campbell makes the catch at the 10 and takes it in for 6.
You just talked about how the fourth quarter can sometimes have a lot of fireworks.
Extra point is good. 42-yard touchdown pass from Hopper to Campbell. Campbell's second touchdown reception of the game. 34-20. As we head to the sideline again, and Mr. Mike McGivern.
So guys, October 10th is my wife's birthday. Want to wish Terry a happy birthday. In 4th grade, Sister Margaret Mary told me never sing in public, Mr. McGivern. So I've got some friends. You guys ready? Happy birthday. Man, that sounded way better. Happy birthday, honey. Boys, back to you.
Terry, we wish you a very happy birthday as well.
You bet, and I have no doubt that Mike might have asked the crowd for donations to help him buy a gift. We know how Mr. McGivern knows how to work a crowd.
Well, the Spartans. Well, coming up following the game tonight, stay tuned for our Champions Trophy presentation brought to you by Rudig Trophy. I think a tad early for an onside kick, don't you think?
Right. But I think, Martin Luther has to find a way to stop Racine St. Catherine's offense, and that's been a challenge. They've put together quite a show tonight.
Josh Eggert. 24 out of 26 now in the extra point department. Missed one earlier. We'll kick this one off here for Martin Luther. And they're going to try the onside kick early on. Ball loose, picked up at midfield, and down at the 42-yard line. Sam Strohmeyer able to pick up the onside kick. It hit an Angel player and then deflected to Strohmeyer, who was able to pick it up. See if we can get a replay on this.
Now the kick hadn't quite gone 10 yards, but the Racine St. Catherine player came up to field it, bounced off him. They made the recovery. Good call, Mr. Weiser.
Well, we were looking for our uncommon moment. We just found it. Tonight's uncommon moment brought to you by Concordia University. The onside kick. Here comes the onside kick. And again, the Angel player stepped inside that 10-yard zone, and it deflected right to Strohmeyer, who picks it up. Our uncommon moment brought to you by Concordia University. Live uncommon. From just across midfield, 1st and 10 Spartans. Little life on the near sideline here. Bad snap. Hoppert able to flag it down. Throws on the run, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Keenan Carter. They're going to rule it incomplete, or are they going to give him the interception?
Turnover with an interception.
I believe they're going to rule it incomplete here. It was a late signal by the head linesman on that far side. Boy, if we could get another look at this. I thought that was a completed interception by Keenan Carter.
Yeah, I thought he had stepped right in, but apparently it bounced off the ground.
Big break here for Martin Luther. We'll see. We'll get a replay here following this snap. 2nd and 10 for Martin Luther. Hoppert. Quick toss near side, completes to Seville Campbell. Here's the play earlier. Now this is the, see if he makes the catch. He did bobble it.
It bobbled it, I think, as he rolled towards the ground and made contact without him having control.
Here's another look.
Camera crew doing an excellent job.
Yes, they are. Keenan Carter was there.
There it is.
Falls on the turf. Good call by the officials. Pass was intended for Hartlaub. Now the pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. So it brings up 4th and 1 here. As quarterback Brady Hoppert comes to the sideline. Head coach Rick Hoppert.
Brady was wiping his hands off on his father's back.
So 4th and 1, a critical 4th down here for the Spartans. They get a touchdown, they recover the onside kick. Trying to keep this drive alive. Need to cross the Angel 40-yard line for the first down.
Have to speed up here.
Yep. Back judge is counting here. Hoppert over the middle, it is incomplete. Intended for Andreas Griffin. Skinny post route that time from the left side slot, and it goes incomplete. So the Angels will take over at their own 41-yard line. 2.5 men has moved. It's still on the same great station, but at a new time. Catch it weeknights at 6 and again at 6:30 on My 24. Not sure if that, with the play clock going down, Coach Hoppert didn't hustle that cadence and get the snap and just kind of rush that play. So the Angels take over at the 41. Umpire stopping play here momentarily. Keenan Carter and the offense back out for the Angels. This will be Cobb down the near side, tackled from behind. Good open field tackle that time by Andreas Griffin, the corner here on the near side, to bring Cobb down. Angels tonight now have rushed for over 380 yards.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door of 400.
Again, time the enemy here. 9:20 to go. Second, we'll call it 1 here.
Officials trying to get the
they want
chain
the chains
crew to move.
Yeah, one side's got it 2nd and inches. Head linesman here on the near side wanting to move the chains. See Coach Dan Miller saying, hey, that should be a first down, and it is.
Yeah, that yellow line is right on the 50, white line straddling it, and the yard marker was back at that white line. So
we had problems in last week's game on the sideline with the chains and the down marker, particularly late in that game up at Pulaski Field. Late give to Dodd. He'll take it up the middle, just short of the 45 of the Spartans. Looked like it was Michael Strohmeyer making the tackle. 5 tackles on the night for Strohmeyer.
Yeah, DeMarion took that handoff and just, 4 yards of crack, you're going to move down the field.
Angels next week will wrap up the regular season against Kenosha St. Joe's. And what's interesting about that one, Coach, they've been playing football against each other for over 60 years, and with the new football-only conferences, St. Catherine's and St. Joe's won't be playing each other next year.
Right, you hate to see some of those, natural rivalries go away.
So for the short term, that'll be the last of the St. Joe's, St. Catherine rivalry football games as Cobb takes it down to the 40, close to a first down. This is where that offensive line goes to work. Lee Schatzman, Alex Mulder, Abel Mulder, Michael DeGuire, and Reese Kosterman start flexing their muscles here. So stay tuned. At the end of the game, we will highlight our player of the game. That's brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. Yeah, but going back to that conference thing, and we talked about it at the upper levels, well, that's really good for Division I, but down here at the Division 4, 5, and 6 level with these football-only conferences based on enrollment, breaks up a nice rivalry like St. Joe and St. Catherine, going all the way back to the old Catholic Conference day. Carter breaks one tackle, stays on his feet, will pick up the first down. Andreas Griffin had him in the backfield, but Carter at 5'10", 167, we said, is tough to bring down.
Right, they all run hard. Another point to those conferences, John, in some cases you're going to see some outrageous travel trying to match schools up of relative equal size.
I know Dan Miller not happy with that rivalry coming to an end next year. And I'm sure Matt Rizzo, the head coach down at St. Joe, watching tonight, doing a little scouting. Also the middle school principal down there at St. Joe's.
Yeah, one thing to look at here is kind of how you see Racine St. Catherine's align. We'll speak about that in a second.
Marion Cobb inside the 35-yard line. Clock continues to roll here, approaching 6:45 to play in this one.
When they put Demarion Cobb in that backfield to be the running back, and then they move Isaiah Dodd out in that slot, all kinds of potentials for quick screens to him, jetting him across, and you can see St. Kate's thinking ahead to what they might be going to be doing later on in the year.
Again, both teams playoff eligible. Some question whether Angels will be Division 4 or Division 5 coming down to enrollment. That's what they use. Late ride to Cobb, I should say, and he is brought down. Loss of a couple on the play. In there for the Michael Gabler and Strohmeyer are both there.
Well, that night as the WIA puts together its playoff scenarios, a lot of coaches are staying up very late, seeing where that breakdown goes, first of all, as far as who qualifies.
There will be some 3-4 teams in conference play that will make the playoffs this year, probably in the neighborhood of 10, maybe 12.
There's talk of somebody like, say, Catholic Memorial possibly getting bumped from Division 3 down to Division 4, and that, that process could be repeated throughout the state.
Again, it's based on enrollment, top 32, and they just keep going, filling those 7 brackets. Late pitch. Cobb near the first down marker again.
Good hustle by Sam Gabler, number 53. One of the things aren't going quite the way Martin Luther hoped, but they're playing a lot of young kids, sophomores and juniors, and, Dax Rodriguez has got to be proud of the effort these kids are making, and I'm pretty sure Rick Hopper also knows he's going to have a fine team next year.
You mentioned they took Racine Lutheran right down to the wire. This Spartan team did earlier this season. A 2-point conversion that failed in that fourth quarter, the difference in that ball game. 1st and 10 for the Angels. Carter pulls it back down. And he'll stay inbounds. Nice job. Good heads-up play there to get down inbounds before Trevor Hammond was able to cover him up.
Trying to use that sideline as his extra teammate, work inside out, so you don't give him a shot.
Well, they set up this second down play. While they do that, Earlier tonight, Mike had a chance to visit with our good friends at First and Bowl.
Hey guys, thank you very much. Here on the sidelines with Craig from First and Bowl. Hey, I've got a buddy that works for a company in Wauwatosa. They did a team building thing at First and Bowl and said they had a great time. Food was good. That's something you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. We're big on that. Bringing your company in, having lunch, having dinner, playing some football, bowling, and having a good time. It's definitely a great social event.
Hey, then during NFL games, you bring in your uniform, wear a hat, something like that. You get a discount on a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, not just NFL, college too. Wear your team's colors, and you can get up to a 35% discount. So depending on how good your team does. So if you got a good team, come on in.
Better not be a Dolphins fan. Craig, it's good to see you. All right, boys, back to you.
Angels facing a 3rd and 2 here. Get a first down here, and that might be the ball game here tonight. They try the near side with Isaiah Dodd, very close. And he'll have the first down. Bridgewater was there to make the stop. Jaden Bridgewater, another sophomore, getting some playing time here tonight. And it's just St. Catherine's just grinding you down. And again, you're going 220, 269, 295, 267 across that offensive line. It just wears you down.
Right, you know, Mike DeGuire, the coach, pointed out, Dan Miller, that getting some looks for colleges, 3.6 GPA, that kind of size, 6'2", 295.
He was the center last year on the state championship team, moved over to right guard this year. Look at that, it takes 4 Spartan players to take Keenan Carter to the turf. Actually, it was it was Isaiah Dodd. That long belly on that read, on the read option. So timeout taken here by Martin Luther. We'll take a commercial break as well. St. Catherine's on their way to win number 7, leading 34-20. Late here in the 4th, St. Catherine Angels on their way to their 7th win of the season, leading 34-20, facing a 2nd down and 6. Martin Luther taking their first of 3 timeouts here with 2:31 to play. Keenan Carter, quarterback all night. He's going to keep it here. Tackled just inside the 10-yard line. And again, Martin Luther will take their 2nd timeout. They have 1 remaining. As we mentioned, the Angels have their final regular season matchup with Kenosha St. Joe next week. Meanwhile, for the Spartans, they have Thomas More on their schedule next week. And then it's playoff time. Both teams are playoff eligible. It's just a matter of where they're going to be slotted. That's why this was an important game tonight. It appears Angels will head into next week's game as the 2nd place team, alone in 2nd place with 1 loss, to the conference undefeated champion.
Yeah, and Racine St. Catherine's made a statement here tonight that they've got a really strong offensive attack. They've thrown a couple times when they've had to, and Keenan Carter has demonstrated he can do that.
Tell you what, Dan Miller really has this team's attention because, again, when we were at practice, he said 18 was behind us back in November. That ended. He said that's last year. He said when we got together as a team in August, it's all about the 2019 version. We're not worried about targets and what we did last year. It's all about what we have to do each week over the first 9 weeks, and then if we attain our goal, then it's what you do the next 4 weeks after that.
Yeah, you got to forge your own identity, and that's the point he really wanted to make.
3rd down and 5. They'll give it to Isaiah Dodd. Dodd breaks it inside the 5, short of the goal line. Dodd with 3 touchdowns already tonight. Owen Owen Andreessen on the sideline there. He's a son of the cameraman here for our My 24 sports crew. That's Todd's son back there. There he is, number 51, right in the middle of your picture. Think Dad's recording this back home?
I would imagine. All right, here's a classy act by St. Catherine's. They've got this game well in hand. Do the kneel down, not trying to jam another touchdown on.
Not going to do anybody any good. Game well in hand here. Martin Luther not going to take their final timeout. So a sign of sportsmanship here as the Angels now will go to 7-1. Luther will fall to 6-2. Again, the Angels will host St. Joe's up at Horlick Field. And again, the quirk of that schedule, they only played 3 true road games this year. This one, they played Thomas More up at St. Francis High School, and way back in week 2, the game against Marshall High School up at Marshall. So they got to play 6 games at Horlick Field. So a delay here for the Angels. Moving back 5 yards. Actually, a legal shift, the call here.
Down, option.
Scott Kessler, our referee tonight. Those guys working in the rain this evening as well. We'll wind the 40-second play clock down, and Keenan Carter will let this go all the way down. Snap it one more time, and they'll head back to St. Catherine High School in Racine with a victory here tonight. Their 3rd straight over Martin Luther, spanning last season. A regular season victory at home, and then a playoff win last year at level 3, and they win here tonight at Martin Luther. We'll take a break. Back with our postgame, 34-20. Racine St. Catherine over Martin Luther. Back with our postgame after this. Angels with the 14-point victory tonight. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, week number 8 in the books. Angels over Martin Luther, 34-20. Looks like we're ready down on the sideline for our Player of the Game award. Let's head to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, U.S. Marine Player of the Game. I don't think there's much mystery. Isaiah Dodd, what an awfully game. Hey, that was a big game against a quality opponent.
Yeah, I just want to thank God first. My team, 11 seniors strong, offensive line, good push. You know, we just follow all the way through to zeros on the clock. No nervousness. Faced adversity very good. Our coach prepared us real good for the game. You know, so.
Man, that's exactly you. Look, you love hearing him talk about adversity and the importance of working through it.
Oh, definitely, 100%. You have to face different challenges in life all throughout your life, and you just need to overcome them.
Hey, Isaiah, let me ask you one other question. So coming off a state championship, you guys understand you're the hunted, right? Everybody wants, they see Racine St. Catherine's, that's who they want to beat. This senior class, these leaders, look, you guys don't mind being the hunted.
Yeah, no, we don't. You know, we just stick to Angel Strong football. We don't worry about what everybody else say. We just worry about what us do. We all we got. So, you know.
Yep. Hey, guys, that's Isaiah Dodd. He is the U.S. Marine Player of the Game. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way. Boys, back to you.
Dodd, the senior running back tonight, 24 carries, 149 yards, and 3 touchdowns as we take a look at his evening tonight.
Yeah, he's a very, very tough runner. You can see how he plants that foot, heads upfield.
Very shifty runner, very strong runner, tough to bring down. And he scored 3 times tonight. Again, 24 carries, 149 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Isaiah Dodd, our Player of the Game. presented by the United States Marine Corps. Angels get to 7-1 with the victory tonight. And we head back down to Mike McGivern with our Rudig Trophy presentation, brought to you by Rudig Trophies. When you think trophies, think Rudig Trophies. Mike?
So, Coach, you know, this is killing me since I coach basketball here at Martin Luther. Congratulations. Awfully good win. When you get a chance, you talk to Isaiah Dodd. He thanks God, he thanks his teammates, he thanks his coaching staff, thanks the offensive line. Boy, that's a really good high school football player right there.
Oh, definitely. He's been exceptional for years. I've seen him play since 7th, 8th grade. He's electrifying. He's totally deserving. And I tell you what, he's given credit to where the credit is due, and that's up front. That's where we play Angel strong football right there and let all the other pieces fall in place.
Hey, look, I don't know who's in your side, regional, all that. I just tell you this, I'm not quite sure I'd want a piece of you guys coming down the stretch the way you guys played today.
I tell you what, we've been learning lessons all season about what kind of team we are, and I tell you what, it's senior-led with a great underclass group that are buying right into what we're selling, and I love every minute of it. This was a great win today. They put everything together, all the adversity aside. We learned from that, and that's what I'm most proud of the team about.
Angels strong, right, Coach?
You got it,
congratulations. There you go, boys.
All right.
Hand it off.
This is for you, boys.
There you go.
Congratulations to Racine St. Catherine, our winner tonight, 34-20, the defending Division IV state champion, now 7-1 on the season. We'll take our final break and a final word from Greendale right after this. St. Catherine Angels alone in second place in the Metro Classic Conference here tonight with the win over Greendale Martin Luther. They're now 7-1 overall, 5-1 in conference play. Their final game hosting Kenosha St. Joe next week. Martin Luther hits the road. Thomas More at St. Francis High School next week. Well, we can only hope for an equally exciting ball game next week as we step into the Southeast Conference for the first time this year, as we will meet up with the Sabres from Franklin as they visit Oak Creek Knights next Thursday night at 7 here on My 24. That could be for the conference championship of the Southeast Conference.
Yeah, depending on tomorrow night, and next door neighbors could be fighting it out.
It should be a great matchup next week. It'll be Franklin and Oak Creek next Thursday night at 7. Again, remember this season our game will be rebroadcast on Friday nights at 7 right here on My 24. For our entire My 24 sports crew, for our Hall of Famers Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly, I'm John Weiser. Good night from Greendale. St. Catherine's a 34-20 victory over Martin Luther.